son of a bitch.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Because you are my friend.
Here we go!
Hey guys, welcome to episode 18 of Super Enabler Bros. I'm Jason the Corpse Slay Gaming, accompanied as always by my excellent co-host, Chris the Old Ass Retro Gamer.
That's me!
Now, who we got with us?
It is I, Nintenjoel, and the random fruit fly that keeps flying by my face.
Sweet.
Jeff Goldblum, it's Brundlefly!
All right, well, it's been a little bit
Once a man!
since we put an episode out, so let's get right into it, man. I've been missing you, bro.
Oh, yeah.
No, we talk like every day anyway, so
Yeah, we're meme lords.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
posting them memes,
I'm always sending them.
memes.
Some of them get laughs, some of them get, "What's wrong with you, man?" So
Half of
Yeah.
the memes I get sent, I automatically reply in all caps, Saint.
seen it. Oh,
I've seen so many of them.
you're an elder meme lord that's already seen everything 10 minutes before it's been made.
Right, exactly.
I was there when you're like, what's that, Aslan? Don't show me these memes. I was there when it was forged.
I remember when I had to go uphill both ways in the snow with no shoes on to deliver memes printed on paper to people.
Yeah, to post on public.
Remember when you used to hang
bulletin
them on the wall when they were really funny?
Put them on the refrigerator like a
Yeah.
word card.
boards? Yeah, I printed it out and sent it to my friend. Yeah.
Oh, 8-bit glitch fell. No. Sorry.
What? No, the fall. That's what we'll call this
glitch
episode.
fell. Oh, no.
He'll think we're ragging on him because we'll title this episode the fall of 8-bit glitch. And he'll be like, "Oh no, am I being canceled?" No, we're just doing it for views, bud. You're good. So, what have you guys been up to? Fucking E3 week. It's finally kind of wrapped up and over. You guys stoked on that or what? British?
I mean, Nintendo kind of saved it. I feel weird saying that, but
It was the first. Yeah, when I started seeing what they were talking about, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm excited about games again."
yeah, it was
Yeah.
like, no, they had some things that I actually want to play, as opposed to every other thing that was introduced. It was like one game that I was like, yeah, I kind of want to play that. I remember there was one RPG on Microsoft that I wanted to play, and man, just not much stood out to me, honestly.
We went through kind of the comprehensive list on the game tenants this week, and I actually had to like look at the list and then kind of click and like quick view the trailer because a lot of games were really samey. I don't know if you guys felt the same way I did, but there was a lot of sci-fi. Like, it's a year of sci-fi games apparently. Everything was like a sci-fi this or a sci-fi horror or a
And
sci-fi
everything was,
survivor, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta really keep tabs on these because I'm gonna end up buying one, think it's one of the other ones because it's like the names weren't the same, but they were like real similar concepts or similar looks that were totally different types of games. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to be really actually keeping up with trailers on a couple of these. Going, oh wait, is this that one? Oh no, it's that other very similar idea one. Yeah. But like a lot of cool games like that. But yeah, I felt like, okay, another sci-fi game where you're doing sci-fi shit, and they're, in the headlines, it's like, oh, it's this meets Dead Space, and then you watch it, you're like, none of this is Dead Space. This is closer to.
I just want Dead Space.
This is closer to From the Ashes, but okay. It's just like saying a game's hard, so it's Dark Souls. Basically, it's how the same feeling I got from that.
We already got Space
God,
Dark
I'm
Souls.
so-
It was
I'm
called
so hearing about
the last Star Wars game.
Yeah, saying everything's Dark Souls because you can't beat it is bullshit.
I'm so tired of hearing about Dark Souls and Bloodborne and games being so hard, and like, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of that just being like a dick shaking thing. It's like, oh, I beat it, and you're like, yeah, well, that's cool. Like, I beat a couple of those games too,
I beat Maneater.
but it's just like, I don't know.
I beat Super Castlevania 4.
I like when that becomes the whole thing is like they just make hard games for the sake of being hard. You're like, I don't know. Sometimes I like to just like chill and enjoy a game.
Well, that's the thing is like back in the NES days, and especially it didn't help because I got my NES with like a bunch of games. But it's like if I got pissed off at a game, I'd just switch games, and now I have however many damn games. If I get too mad at the game, I'm just gonna switch it up and probably not go back to it because I have a backlog the size of Cleveland.
I have the dad problem. Hopefully, we can help you with the backlog roulette. By the way, with that problem, hopefully that's a thing we can get rolling with you, and you can start chipping away at that as we have. Because I was pretty bad for the same thing, or not even getting mad. I'd just be like, I'd play till I got a game over and be like, that was pretty fun, and then just move on to another game. But now I'm like, I've been kind of determined. I'm like, I don't really beat a lot of these games. I'll like get significantly far in a game and then just drop it for no reason. Just like, that's good.
Well, actually, it came out.
And then fire it back up, and you're like, wow, if I played it for another 2 hours, I would have beat it. Like,
do you keep track of the games you have beaten?
Yeah, I've since I've kind of like kept more tabs on it, especially since I've joined Twitter. I find the last 3 years I've kept a list of like what I've beaten, and
he's on the leaderboard right now. He's like at the top of it on the polykill list on Twitter.
It's a thing where if I don't post my beats for a while, they're like,
"Is he dead?
Can someone do a wellness check on Corpse Flood? He's not posted, or unless he found like a competing podcast that he's showing his beats to. But we haven't seen him. God. Yeah, like has he gone outside?
Is he a Jehovah's Witness now?
He might be locked outside. Someone check on him. So,
I thought you said, did he fight God? I thought that was like an RPG reference.
God of War many times.
Your kid.
I've killed God.
And your first thing to do is like save a kitten, and then by the end of the game, you're fighting God.
Kill God, yeah. Synced it. I synced that meme.
Sync.
Yeah.
Now you guys are gonna start saying "sync" to each other.
Yeah. Oh God.
Sync.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's more set.
I was a little underwhelmed, and I'm gonna say definitely I'm glad this isn't the year that I went to E3. I would have been like,
the fuck?
There's nothing to look at here. Not saying there wasn't anything, but it was pretty underwhelming for sure. Like Nintendo, I wouldn't say they saved it, but they did have the most hype games, I would say. I was pretty hyped to see some of the Microsoft stuff. I was honestly just hyped to see Microsoft having their own games, because I've got an Xbox One, and I've got more exclusive PSVR games than Xbox has like exclusives for the Xbox One. So it's good to see them kind of. I hope they keep up this momentum, and it's not like, oh, here's.
Kind of helps that they bought Bethesda.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Whatever. Yeah. But I don't care.
I feel like Happy Console Gamer said it absolutely best. If you don't have shit to show at E3, just don't come. Like, just don't come. It's a waste.
That was pretty much 90% of the companies that were there this year.
It's a waste of time, man. I felt like
Ubisoft didn't have shit.
I never watch E3. I'm not until recently. I didn't play new games, so I never watched E3 at all. I had zero interest. And this year, I'm like, oh wow, there's a lot of stuff that could be coming out, and there's a lot of buzz and a lot of rumors and all kinds of stuff. I'm actually gonna watch it, and it's like, actually set aside time for it, and it's like, this is a waste of time for the most part.
I gotta say, honestly, and it sucks to say this because I also rag on them a lot, but Limited Run, it's pretty sad because most of those games are already released or soon to be released, but they're like, you can buy it and hold it now, and I was like, yes. I
can buy a repro of Ghoul Patrol.
Everybody in my group is so excited about Zombies Ate My Neighbors and Ghoul Patrol. It's hilarious because everybody in Southern Retro Gamers is a freaking like a horror nut. It seems like so. As soon as that got announced, they're just like, bah!
I'm in there too, so I've been seeing it all too.
Exactly, and it's really funny. I got 2 limited run games recently. I just showed them in my pickups. But I got Panzer Paladin finally, and then I got She-Ren the Wanderer. So that's 2 pickups I can't really show, but I did show in my pickups video.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plug
yeah.
my channel there. Video, right? Video.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Because
like,
honestly, we kind of forgot to. We usually throw it to our guests to introduce themselves and let people know what they do. And this episode, we're just assholes. We just assume everyone knows who Nintenjoel is. So
Well, they should. They
nobody
should know.
knows.
Everyone should know who Nintenjoel is. Come on.
Nobody knows who I am.
Let's get real.
we all campaigned to get you to come back to YouTube, and we're glad you're back.
I appreciate it.
Yes, YouTube is a better place with Nintenjoel still in it.
Yeah.
Thanks. But yeah, lots of pickup videos coming. I've been getting a lot of freaking games, a lot of toys.
You've been doing a lot of streams too. You're hard on the stream.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of fun games lately, and that's what I'm talking about. It's like Switch and PS4 have been absolutely killing it because I can't get a PS5. But you know,
Oh yeah, I'm not trying yet. Honestly,
I
until
haven't
God of War.
really tried yet
When
either.
God of War Ragnarok comes out, then I'll care. And hopefully, it's not as ugly by the time that comes out. They'll reshape it,
Yeah,
squash it.
they're supposedly remodeling it.
It's been the first time I've ever.
Fantasy VII remake comes out with part 2, then I'll care.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just
that-
waiting for Horizon
that first
Zero
one's
Dawn.
amazing.
And Horizon.
Yeah, but you can get that on PS4 also, so that's why I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
but-
not a system seller. Just like
But is that going
Miles
to be
Morales.
a Cyberpunk? Is that going to be a Cyberpunk situation though? Because remember, Cyberpunk was originally slated to be for Xbox One and PS4, and then when it came out, it was absolute dog shit for those systems, and was obviously optimized for the new systems. Well, and even that wasn't optimized. But
Actually, I played it on my Xbox One X, and I had like 0 problems.
see, I've had a few people tell me that, but I have.
And I'm the same way with my
dog shit problems. So
Yeah, if you're playing on a standard Xbox One, I can see it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
launch ones, but like the upgraded ones, honestly, I played it on the Pro and I loved it. And I
that's
actually,
the thing. I don't have a Pro, and they said it was for PS goddamn 4.
yeah, that's the thing. It should have a disclaimer on it, but I don't know
Yeah,
if
it's
they.
like not optimized for the original PS4.
Yeah, no.
Which,
definitely
by
not.
the way, they
That's
finally
something
just
that should have been that should have been told to us
Yeah.
originally. You know what I mean?
yeah, that was shady as shit. Like,
Yeah.
if it felt because whenever I hear like, oh, this game's glitchy as fuck, oh, it's broken, I can't even play it. Like, I just quit. I don't know. I must be the luckiest gamer alive that I never experienced that shit. And I was just like, oh, okay, well, I got it installed. I'm gonna fire it up and try. And if it's garbage, I'll just check it out later on when they update it more.
My buddy Charles got so pissed off he sold it.
And then, well, I would have been especially pissed off because I bought the collector's edition,
Oh,
and
fuck.
it's a trapped across to my PO box. So I wanted to play it so bad that I got the Xbox collector's edition. So I just bought the standard edition on PS4 so I could actually play it, especially because there's nothing I hate more than highly anticipating a game and then my podcast co-host is playing it and telling me how awesome it is, and I'm like, oh yeah, I paid for it, but
Yeah,
that's about all
right.
I can. I hate having no input into the conversation. If it's a game I don't intend on playing, I love hearing about it, but I'm like, yeah, probably. Okay, let's move on. What other game?
No spoilers.
I don't do that, but we're pretty good for not spoiling a game unless it's been like out for a long time or something like that. But it's at the point where I'm like, I don't even want to hear about it because it almost. I don't mean to be an edgelord, but when I hear about a game that I'm already interested in, it kind of like kills my hype. And I think he's the same way. Josh Church with the game tense is like,
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
is when we are already interested in a game, we don't want to hear anything about it. We won't even watch trailers. Like, I've already bought it, sight unseen. Like, I don't need to see anything about it because I don't want it to be, one of those like Terminator Genesis moments where like they blow the whole wad and let you know the twist of the movie in the trailer. So we're just like,
I hate trailers, man.
I saw enough to know that I want it, and then that's it. It's done its
Yeah,
job.
I agree. I like to go into games the same way I like to go into movies and shows. I like to know nothing. I'd rather it all be a surprise. If it sucks, I mean, that's the way it is. But I mean, it's going to suck either way. So
Yeah,
I'd just rather.
Just don't ruin everything in the fucking trailer.
I
know that used to make me mad. You know what really makes me mad? I know it's kind of off subject, but we're talking about trailers. Game trailers not showing gameplay footage. For fuck's sake, can we stop doing that? I mean, really, can we? If you don't have gameplay footage ready, same thing as like, don't come to.
You would think the gameplay would already be ready to go compared to a cutscene.
Exactly, and it's like if you don't have the gameplay ready to show us, don't show us the movie scenes. I don't care about the movie scenes. That's literally what 1/20th of a game.
Yeah, basically, Outer Worlds 2 had a trailer, and that's exactly what I loved about that trailer. Is it's the most truthful trailer I've ever seen at E3. It's basically making fun of every other trailer that's ever been at E3. Where they're like, okay, after this, go check out the Outer Worlds 2 trailer. It totally just like shits all over, like, oh, here's the planet. It's so serene and it looks like it's so explorable. Then we'll pull back. Something's got to destroy the serenity, and it's like a big boot stepping down on some little animal or something. And then we got to cut back to our main character, but it's only a silhouette because the artists haven't finished designing him yet. And it's just like a whole like cocky trailer like that. And it's just like, but speaking of not having anything ready, basically just the logo, and then it does it's like, all right, cool. At least they're real with it, and I appreciate that. Not like, yeah, this is what the game's gonna look like. You're like, okay. It's like, it's like the PS4 conference. So you're like, oh man, it's gonna look like that on PS4. Awesome. And then they're like, no, that was on like the highest settings on PC, man. They're not gonna look anything like that on what you're playing it on.
When they announced Dragon Quest 12 with just a logo, I was like, really?
You did.
Really? Come on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm pretty guilty of being hyped for certain logos though. Like God of War Ragnarok. I had to change my shorts, man. I was just like, I just need to know it exists. Oh, that's enough for pre-order.
Okay,
I'm already all in on pure trust. But but when we got a new IP and you're just showing random barren wasteland, and I'm supposed to get hyped for it, I'm like, I don't know. There's a lot of games like that are already complete.
I wasn't really feeling E3 this year. It was weird because, like, I think maybe because Sony wasn't there.
They haven't been for a few years.
Yeah, it's just
even
like,
the year I went 2 years ago, they weren't there. But in our hotel, there was a fucking big PlayStation meeting. So I was like, they're here in stealth. They're just not showing nothing.
Last time I remember seeing it was when they showed off, what was it, Days Gone and all that, and
yeah, they just don't bother because they think their state of play is like the shit.
Yeah.
When even Nintendo's like, well, at least we'll do a direct.
Yeah.
At the same time as E3, so it's kind of like participating and plays. I don't know. Sony's trying to be too cool for E3. And you're like, I don't know. Represent yourself.
Nothing this year really stuck out to me other than like that like 15-minute gameplay of Horizon 2.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. I was like, okay, they look like they actually changed stuff and it looks different, and the graphic upgrade looks great. But then, like, I didn't really give a crap until the Nintendo Direct hit.
You know how ridiculous I am. I'm spoiling what we've been playing, but I started Horizon, the first one, finally, like last night, or like pretty much last night. I started like the first 10 minutes of it the other night, but I'm so ridiculous that I was already sold on 2 before even playing 1, because I'm like, and I don't know if I think it was you I was telling, like, yeah, this is my first time playing it, but I feel like it's my second playthrough because I've already seen and heard
pretty
so
much
much
the whole
about
thing.
This. Like, not really story spoiler wise, but I just feel like I've played it. I've seen so many people hype it, and that's what I gotta say. Like, I don't mean to be an edgelord, but that's probably the reason why I haven't played it yet. Despite, like, I trust everyone's opinion. I'm like, yeah, I'll even say it's a good game without even, like, I trust, like, people who are as like-minded as me saying they liked it. I trust them that much, so I'm like, that probably is a fucking kick-ass game, and I want the second one.
Yeah, and I'm actually in a very similar boat, except for I've played a little bit more. I've played like maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours into it.
Oh, I beat the Everlondon shit shit out of it. I
need to. That should actually be on my list.
Yeah, it is. It is so good. I mean, even when it comes to open world games and like the whole, oh, you got to collect 100 of these things and you'll get a trophy, and you collect 100 of these things, and if you find all these things, you'll get something special. I usually don't do any of that stuff. I did all of it.
Yeah,
and
some games collecting things is just fun, and Breath of the Wild and Yakuza Like a Dragon are the 2 that I'm just like, I could play those games literally all day long. It doesn't matter that I've beaten them. I already started Yakuza Like a Dragon again, and like I think about it constantly. Like, it is.
Horizon was just one of those games I just didn't want to end.
Yeah,
like I like the characters so much, and the world and the people and everything. I just liked it. I just didn't want to end. I just wanted to keep on seeing everything. And
I spent like 200 hours on Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I'm still trying to beat that.
I went back to it. I had
I've actually
100 something hours, and I just didn't finish it. I talk about significant progress and then not beating a game and then trying to be better at it. That's kind of, I don't do a New Year's resolution, but the last couple of years it seemed to be a thing I do where I'm like, why haven't I finished this? And like my first couple of beats of the year are games that I have like 95% progress in, and then I just go back. So it looks like, man, this guy played 600 hours of games this week, because I'm like, beat Breath of the Wild, beat Witcher 3, beat, all these
Bravely Default.
Yeah, Bravely Default that I started when it came out, and it was so goddamn far into it that I actually for a while was like, yeah, I beat that. Wait, how did that end? I don't remember the end of it. Then look, I haven't beaten it. I'm like right there though. Like Witcher,
I was games that I'm like right at the end on. Most notably, what my girlfriend's playing, the first RPG she's ever played. She's playing Final Fantasy IV on DS, which I was like, whoops, I gave you the hard version. I thought that was the Game Boy Advance one. I was wrong. She's like, fuck it, I'm just going to play it. And she's really far in it, but I played Final Fantasy IV. I'm literally on the moon and several caves in, and I just stopped playing. I was like, this is too much grinding.
Still my favorite Final Fantasy.
It's she loves it, man. That's why she's starting to get into RPGs. I started her with that, and then she started playing Dragon Quest 11 after I beat it. She's into that, and then just some random.
I still want to play all those Ys games.
Oh god, dude, you need to play Ys. Ys 9 is great.
I played the first one. I have the first one on my Turbo graphics, but I haven't played anything past that.
You know what I actually really suggest? I suggest Ys Origins. Ys Origins.
I have that.
It's good. Yeah,
really
it's short. It's real short too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's short. Well, there's two characters to play through, and I believe you can unlock a third. And it's linear. You go up a tower all the way through. It's hack and slash. You get some magic. It's grindy. I mean, it's perfect. The music is so goddamn good.
Yeah,
I'm actually really far into it, and that's another game.
Nice. Yeah. You got to beat that one.
See, we just reminded him. We just reminded him.
Hard drive, but
we're enabling you to finish another game.
Yeah, Ys Origin is one I and again, like you said, it's really short. I think I beat Yuna or Unica. I beat her in like maybe 20 hours or less, and then I'm already hours in with the dude.
Yeah, like it's.
And he plays totally different. He plays. He's like a melee attack. Or not a melee. Which one is long distance?
Ranged.
Ranged attack. Thank you.
Yeah. It's great, and it's one of those games. I'm like, I was playing it, and then I don't know. I think I started. It's one of those games where it's on my hard drive, so I'm playing it while something else is installing, and I go, yeah, this is awesome, and then I'll play it for a while after, and I'll be like, but I did install that game to play it, so I'll start playing that game, and I just haven't gone back. I'm really bad for that, and that's like why I've been keeping on my own ass about stuff. Like, get back to that, beat it. Like, there's been some games that I pissed myself off with, like Witcher. I was literally in the camp with the guy where he's like, let me know when you're ready to take down the Wild Hunt, and I like literally just go to him, hey, yeah, let's do that, and fight the last area, like the last fight basically. But I was like, yeah, well, I'm gonna do some stuff here. There's a couple of quests. There's only like 5 quests. And I think I played maybe 4 or 5 hours just doing a couple of side things, and I got more achievements in that 4 hours than like the 100-something hours I played, because it was like the last quest in every one of the quest lines and shit.
Oh,
so I was like, wow. I'm like 100 hours in on this game, and I've only got like 250 of the 1,000 gamer score, and then like played for 4 hours and got like 600 gamer score, and I was like, all right, yeah, I guess I should have just kept on with this for another afternoon.
I've never even touched that game. I have it. I
have the 2 and 3, and I still haven't played them.
I'm scared.
Touch it all over. Are you sending your flies to get me, man? Because now I got a fly bugging me.
Oh, that's fine. And see, these flies here aren't even tense. I say fruit flies, but they're actually even smaller. They're like tiny, tiny little gnats, and they're so freaking irritating.
Well, his mom's pissed off at me then, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get for not beating Ys Origin.
She's like, how did my son get to Oregon?
Yeah. You son
So,
of a bitch.
how many spasms did you guys have when you saw Metroid Dread?
It was good to finally hear about it again, because didn't they announce
Like
that,
10 years ago?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, it
they
was
said
cool to
something
see.
about a side-scrolling Metroid a long time ago.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm as a side-scrolling Metroid like aficionado, I'm super stoked. Although I will say it looks so damn clean.
Yeah.
It
He's
just
fighting
looks,
like
it looks
fighting
clinical.
like yeah.
At first, I thought it was like a
Aperture
port
from Portal.
the 3DS version of Metroid 2. I thought it was a port of that at first to the Switch. I was like, because it looks almost the same, and there's that whole countering thing.
Well, the robot that's chasing him looks like a cross.
But then I was like,
between
it's a whole new game. But still, oh god, yes.
Does it have the countering thing? Because man, that might be
they showed. I was watching one of the. It was like the people playing it on the treehouse thing.
Yeah, because they play
and
the
they
game
show the
after they
girl.
announce
The
it.
girl walk up to a doorway, and the door kind of attacks her, and she does a little counter thing and shoots it once, and it's dead.
Oh man, see that's the thing is that Metroid 2. Here's the freaking thing. Metroid 2 on Game Boy is my favorite Game Boy game of all time, and by a long shot.
It was one of my
when I
mains.
got the one on 3DS, I was fucking stoked. And then I started playing it, and I was like, I cannot get this timing down, and it's ruining this game for me. And it's funny because I've got timing down on plenty of other games. Yakuza Like a Dragon is a great example.
There's a couple of games that do that, yeah.
There was something about the timing on that, and I could not enjoy it. And guess what? I don't own that game anymore.
Well, see, I'm the opposite.
Ruined
I
it.
don't like Metroid 2 on the Game Boy at all, and I loved the 3DS remaster.
It was one of the first games I got because my friend couldn't get past like, the first little starting area. He couldn't get past, and he's like, I don't know, give me $5 for it. Like back in the day when it was new. So it's one of the few Game Boy games I have since I was a kid. So and I admittedly I couldn't get very far in it for the longest time either. Then like I would go back to it after I beat other Game Boy games, and I get like a little bit farther again, and I'd be like, "Ooh, yeah, I'm getting somewhere," and then I get stuck again. Like I don't think I've like now I don't seem to ever get stuck in games, puzzles, anything. I'm like, I don't have to look anything up. Like I'm just pretty good at that shit. I'm like, oh, and I sometimes laugh at games like, I think that was supposed to hold me up for a bit. Anyway, but not like that. But that
nice
game,
try, developer.
that game, I remember holding me up like more than any other game I've played probably.
The original Metroid 2?
Yeah, on Game Boy.
Oh, that's funny. Because for me, like, I don't know what it was. When I was a kid, I freaking loved Metroid immediately. I remember the first time seeing the first one being played by my friend's dad, and I was like, what the hell is this? I was like, I need this. And I got it on Nintendo, and I loved it. I don't think I beat it as a kid. I beat it later on. And then I got a Game Boy. That was the only system my parents ever really got me. I got it for Christmas. And if it didn't come with Metroid 2, then it was my birthday the next month that I got Metroid 2. And I beat it when I was like 11 or something. I could not put it down. That was like this. That was the second Game Boy game I ever beat. First one was Mario Land.
Were we brothers? Because I wasn't allowed to have a Nintendo or anything when I was a kid. And then my buddy literally bought me a Game Boy for my birthday in like 4th grade.
Oh, that's funny.
And I always thought he got his mom to buy it for me. And then I found out like maybe 4 years ago that he's like, oh no, dude, I had a bunch of money saved up to buy Power Ranger figures. And he's like, nah, my buddy needs a Game Boy. And I was like, I appreciate it.
None of my friends would ever do that for me.
And I was like, I appreciated it so hard back then, just thinking that he got his mom or dad to buy it. But I was like moved as an adult, like, dude, that's awesome. I feel like I owe you some Power Rangers, but I don't think it would have the same impact on you that giving me a Game Boy in 4th grade did. That was my video games. Like they were cool with me buying games for the Game Boy and shit, but they were still like, no.
Yeah, similar like that happened to me was when I graduated high school. My friend Gary, who graduated along with me, he was in the same class I was. My little graduation party, he bought me Alien 3 on the Super Nintendo.
Sweet.
Which is like a $60 game. Right?
Yeah.
And he brand new. He gave it to me. And I'm sitting there going like, oh.
Like
Does that mean I should buy you a game for graduating too? I'm broke.
Yeah, like I still appreciate the hell out of like friends with gifts and stuff, and it's.
I felt so bad for so long. I was just like, I feel like a shithead for not buying you something.
You want to borrow it when I beat it?
Yeah,
Yeah. But
I remember just going like,
back.
oh, thanks. Now I feel obligated to buy you something too. Shit.
Got him some socks. Like, okay, we know.
I was like, I'll buy you lunch. How about that? Yeah.
Get him a copy of Batman Forever.
Oh God, he'll disown me as a friend.
Yeah, I might as well just say not friends forever. Like we just.
I remember when I
had buy some
Nintendo. I remember when I had that on Super Nintendo in my trade and sell pile for literally. It must have been like 2 years. I think I sold it for $2 finally. And whoever bought it, I was like, man, I'm gonna be honest. You're not gonna have a good time. He's like, oh, I know. It's $2. He's like, I want to see how bad it is. I was like, all right, well,
you're still gonna feel like you're still gonna feel like I owe you $2 though.
Right, you're still gonna be mad at me.
I've gotten games for free that were so bad that I'm like, you owe me money that I didn't even pay for this.
Every time he talks about you on Twitter, it's like #refund.
Yeah. No trust this guy. He's very straightforward about shit, but he still had the gall to sell it. It's like selling someone Superman 64. Like, I know it's shitty. Then don't sell it. Just bury it. Bury it in the desert with all the
burn it like the AVGN does at the end of every one of his videos.
E.T. Bury it in the desert like E.T.
Was I kind of remember seeing. I didn't pay attention to every single thing in the Nintendo Direct, but was there a Pokemon versus Tekken thing?
No, Tekken is the new
character. Pokken tournament.
Character in Smash Brothers is a Tekken character.
Kazuya is in there, yeah. But that's what that Pokken tournament is. It's literally just like Pokemon Tekken.
I know that. No, okay, no.
Kazuya,
oh no, I'm sorry. Smash Brothers versus Tekken.
No, Smash Brothers has Kazuya.
Okay, that's what I saw. Then okay,
yeah.
I've been telling people at work. I'm like, I think they're doing a spin-off of Smash Brothers versus Tekken.
Everyone's
like, what? I was like, I could have sworn I saw like a logo of something that said Smash versus Tekken, and now I know. Okay.
But the thing I saw was like
hopes up for some wacky ass shit.
Yeah, I know, right? That was gonna be like so sad at work.
It was if it's in the Tekken engine, I'm down. Just kicking the shit out of like Pokemon.
I just wanted to play like Gordo. Tekken. Can you imagine what the Tekken version of Mario would look like?
Yeah.
Fucking Toad. Okay.
He looks like Akuma. It's like Akuma with a fucking plumber hat on.
Oh God.
It's
so rad.
It's funny because the thing I saw was like the official Nintendo trailer, and whoever posted it had like dyslexia and said Kayuza is in there. I was like, who's that? Banjo Kayuza? Like he's just dressed. It's
Kayuzi.
Yeah, it's Kazuya in a fucking Banjo Kazooie costume. I was like, what are they doing there? Yeah, I don't know. I don't get stoked on those Smash Bros. Things.
Yeah.
But I just had.
I'm just sick of hearing about it. I was like, can we just move on to something else now, please? Thanks.
I went on a bit of a rant on Game Tenants about, okay, yeah, they can keep putting new characters in this. All right, there's another Mario Party. There's another, which is the second Mario Party on Twitch, or Switch. And then there's like another Mario Tennis game or some shit. And I was like,
yeah, Mario Golf.
Well, what about
Mario Golf?
Badass.
But I was like, how about
it looks cool.
Mario Kart 9? How about an actual new Mario Kart?
Same thing as GTA 5. They're not going to make Mario Kart 9, or if they already have made Mario Kart 9, they have no reason to release it because it sells copies like crazy. It's still selling copies like most games start out at.
Yeah, that's actually what I was saying because I was bitching about it. But I was like,
money printing machine.
I was like, I get it. It's still like every month in the top 10 selling games, but I'm like, I still want another one.
Well, everybody still wants another one, but
I'm like, and not the mobile one. That doesn't count.
No, or the one with the remote control cause.
They probably already have GTA 6 made.
I bought 2 of them.
They probably already have Mario Kart 9 made. They're like, fuck that. Put it in the vault.
We'll release it when we lose the Nintendo.
We'll release it on the Switch U.
Yeah, on the darkest day of Nintendo Switch, we'll drop it as a diversion.
Uranus.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous.
Nintendo D's nuts.
So yeah,
the Nintendo. I can't believe they just bought this. Ha ha ha!
I can't believe it's not butter.
We didn't even change anything from the last one to see if you'd notice, and you didn't.
I'm looking.
No, they'll just release. See, it'll be like the whole thing with them. Like, what? Grand Theft Auto 5 has been on 3 generations of consoles now.
It's ridiculous.
I can imagine
5
that now
ones.
that Mario Kart 8 started on the Wii U, it's on the Switch now, and I bet you $10 it's still going to be available on the next Nintendo console, and they're just going to call it Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Plus.
It'll be
EX Turbo.
What is the Persona thing? Oh no, it'll be Mario Kart
Royale
Deluxe Royal Edition.
Yeah.
Darn. And it'll have Persona characters drivable in it.
Yeah.
Go Joker!
And you have to drive demons.
Yeah.
But on the whole, I do think it was kind of a letdown E3.
Well, wait. What about the SquareSoft thing? What do you guys think about the Final Fantasy
May Cry?
like, Origins?
Oh, the mobile game crap.
No.
The prequel
Final
thing
Fantasy May Cry.
Final Fantasy May Cry.
I know.
So bland.
I was like, how many times can that dude say chaos in one sentence without like taking a breath?
It was a drinking game. Take drinks, I say chaos, bro.
I was fucked up just from that trailer.
We have to acknowledge the bravery of Lightning from Final Fantasy 13 has got her transition, and she's so brave. We got to applaud that, because there's no way that dude is not Lightning from Final Fantasy 13.
I saw him play it.
The outfit, the
only thing I know about that game is people call it Final Hallway 13.
So brave.
Outfit.
So brave. Yeah. So
bravely default.
Yeah.
No, the one thing I kind of like jaw dropped when it came to like the Square Enix thing was that mobile bullshit with all the old
1
games.
through 6 on mobile.
Yeah, I was like, oh come on.
Are you guys stoked for 1 through 6? Yeah.
No, not really. Since I own them 5 times for all these other consoles too.
I was like, I don't need those again. It's just like, I don't know. It's just
I
like
hate playing stuff like that on my phone. I really do.
Yeah. Be like, I'm about as excited for that as another like Sonic collection.
Another Mega Man X collection.
Yeah.
Mega Man was it ZX collection? There's like 2 games in that series.
I got ZX because I don't own any of those.
There's like 2 games in that series.
Yes,
I found them at a Target.
Yeah, and the ZX games are actually getting kind of spendy, so that's worth it.
There's only 2 of them.
Mega Man X collections. Good God, I bet if you looked that up, there's probably at least 5 different versions of that.
Oh yeah.
How many ZX games are there? There's just 2, right?
What?
No, there's like 8. There's like
there's a fuck ton. There's 3 on Super Nintendo, and then there's
ZX.
Yeah, and then there's the X games on PlayStation, but ZX there's.
I thought that was just 2 on DS.
GBA,
there's a whole bunch of DS and GBA games.
Yeah,
man.
DS.
Okay, I didn't know they were on
there's
GBA.
There might even be something on 3DS. That was a long running thing.
Yeah, it's just
or
like
did that go to Project X Zone because they started doing that kind of stuff too? Wasn't that the same company?
Yeah,
that was
so.
Namco.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was all over the place. There was like so many that I'm like, is this a new one? No, that's been out for 12 years. Okay.
Oh, dude, that's been happening on this black metal page I follow because obviously I listen to a lot of black metal on like YouTube and stuff. And this random black metal page that I listened to started posting albums, like a lot of albums all at once. And I was like, what the fuck? There's a new, who was it? Oh, it was Campfire, the Swedish band. I was like, there's a new Campfire album? So I go and look on Metal Archives, which is basically the Bible of metal and
of everything that
find any information on any goddamn band. And I go and look on there and I'm like, oh, well, first of all, this is an old album. And second of all, I've missed 2 albums. And I'm like, so why are they fucking posting this today? And they were posting like all these old albums.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it was for like a week. I was just like, what's up with all these old albums being posted all at once? It was really weird. And it fooled me several times. I was like, oh, this band's got a new album, 2016. God damn it.
I like when you think you like a band and then you just hear nothing about them. So you think they haven't put anything out. Then you look them up and you're like, I've missed 3. Okay.
Yeah, that was like me with Fear Factory. Like I totally didn't realize that they had like a little comeback a couple of years ago.
Oh, also, they had a new album come out.
That comes out like this month, I think.
2 days ago.
Interesting subject. I'm interviewing Dino Cazares from Fear Factory here on the 24th for the radio show.
Is he the guy that they kicked out and brought back?
No, that's
the main guy, the guitarist.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
but yeah, we're talking
to the drummer.
We're talking to him on the 24th. We've interviewed.
That's Raymond Herrera.
Okay.
Yeah, I met everyone except Dino when I saw Fear Factor, I think the first time, and then I met Dino with what was his what was his other band? That song that had Bleed the Fifth and all that.
I know what you're talking about. It's
why can't I think of them right now?
The guy from Static X.
But I saw him with
Assassinos.
I saw him with Chimera and Arch Enemy, and then he was really cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up now.
I saw them on the
tour.
I'll post the link to you guys once we do it.
So I'm catching you with this now, so that you don't go to talk about it when you're interviewing him and be like, Divine Heresy. There we go.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. I see. It's weird. I remember the cover to that, but I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah, I like them. They were pretty.
They were
cool.
okay. They weren't bad.
But yeah,
it was kind of like Cavalera Conspiracy for me. You know, it was like this weird offshoot with other people, and from Sepultura. I know we're talking about different bands, but it just reminded me of that. You know, because Dino has been doing Fear Factory for fucking ever, and
Refuse Resist.
KSCD styles. I don't know how they haven't gotten back together. They haven't done like a reunion Sepultura, by the way.
Oh, I don't. They've talked.
They're all buddies again now. Like, just do it. Fucking do it, damn it.
And now Max Cavalera's son is in metal too.
Yeah, he's in his own band. He's in a band with them.
Yeah,
Go Ahead and Die or some shit like that.
Is that what it's called?
Something like. Maybe that's the song from the band.
Maybe it is. I saw.
I've been hearing a bunch of them.
When is there going to be another album by AC?
Not we, but the radio show talked to him too. This was actually
AC Anal Cunt.
You guys can look that up. You guys can look that up.
He's dead.
Metal Mixtape and whatever his name is, Cavalera. We just talked to him like a month ago. I happened to miss that show, but we just
best song ever, man. Tom Arnold's the best song.
Max. That was the last show I saw before the pandemic. Was actually Soulfly with Toxic Holocaust.
I've seen Toxic Holocaust.
And a local band that I really like called VHS. Well, they're not like local. Well, they're close to local. The closest big town. I wouldn't even call it a city, but Thunder Bay.
Crazy Town?
But there's a band called VHS, and all their songs are about like gore metal and or like gore old gore horror gore.
I thought all they were singing about was going to Blockbuster in the 80s.
No, they're
smell
all
of the carpet.
But they're all about like straight to all their songs are about old horror movies. So if you haven't heard VHS, check them out. They're pretty cool. They're actually supposed to be working on a little like intro song for my channel. Actually, pretty cool.
Word.
So what you been playing?
Yeah, I don't know. What have you been playing, Chris?
What have I been playing?
Yeah.
Well, I beat ActRaiser.
Hell yeah, you did.
On the Super Nintendo for the Cartridge Club Game of the Month that I was a part of the podcast.
You were the host of the podcast.
Well, I misunderstood.
Oh.
Okay, I took on way too much responsibility when the only thing that happened really was I got to pick the game for that month. And I took it upon myself to say that I was doing the podcast too, and I really wasn't. But they were really nice. They're like, "Oh yeah, you can come on. It's fine. It's no big deal." So yeah, we recorded that podcast a few weeks ago, and it still hasn't been released for some reason. We've been hounding. I
was gonna say I haven't heard.
Yeah, we've been hounding Rocket Sauce about it. He's like, "It's still in the editing." I'm like, we recorded for an hour."
Come on, man. Even enable it.
Yeah, use got a title on it.
use this show as an example.
Yeah, I was like,
even Jason's got an Enabler Bros episode. And them shits are like 3 hours long.
Yeah,
and there's video.
But yeah, it's still my favorite Super Nintendo or my favorite video game of all time. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was my first time. Like I played it a couple times, but when I got to like the town building thing, I got kind of, what's going on? And I
was always like that. I haven't played that game much,
but like I really got into it this time.
Yeah, I
just didn't understand it, so I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing, and then I just kind of, like you said, I'll just turn this off now and I'll check it out later, and then just never went back to it. And then Chris keeps telling me it's like the best. I keep hearing from Chris that it's the best, and I've heard other people say it's pretty good.
I'm literally. Are we related? I'm literally in the exact same boat. I played it. I was like, the hack and slash element's great, jumping. I love the graphics and the music. The music's super badass. And then got to the town building, and I was like, okay, let's go play some Castlevania.
Well, my thing about it is, it's like I think it's just a really good balance. Is like you play the hack and slash part, and it's like, okay, I just don't want to keep doing this the whole game. It's like it's good. It's like you get like this respite, and then you get
Which
to do
is what the second game is.
And I hate the second game. I hate it.
Yeah,
the
like
second game is music too.
So
it's
bad.
really like the hack and slash is really easy too. Though there's not like for like a game of that time. It's like, am I just getting really good, or I better go back and try one of these hard games?
All the story comes from those town building segments.
Yeah, like I finally get it. I'm glad that it clicked with me, and I'm glad that I had an excuse to check it out again.
Yeah, it's just, I think it still holds up.
That reminds me of Soulblazer a little bit. You guys ever?
I still got to play through that. I have that trilogy.
I beat it a few months ago.
I'm saying I need to play through them all, and I just never am able to set time aside.
I just beat it like 3 months ago.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Look at that music.
So good.
It's like God, and just the way you build it. Every time you beat an area, you build up a piece of the puzzle, and the story progresses. The town gets bigger. It's just. There's something about that. That's my favorite one, and I do have Terranigma, but that's the only one I haven't beaten. That's
I got a repro Terranigma, and I'm like, I remember I've played
Illusion of Gaia.
Yeah, I was like Gaia something. I don't know. I'm thinking. I think of Gaia, and for some reason, I just started thinking of Captain Planet. I'm like,
I thought you were going to say Final Fantasy.
None of this shit in my brain right now. Yeah,
and the powers combine.
Yeah, I played it more back in the day than I played it like actually since I've owned it. But
oh man,
yeah, I mean, I beat Soul Blazer as a keep going kind of thing. So there's a couple of those.
Illusion of Gaia is really fun. It's my I don't know if I could say it's my least favorite. They're all really good, but they're all really different.
Yeah, it's like saying it's the least favorite of like your favorite game series. Like, you're like, it's I'm not saying it's bad, it's just not not the best as these other two that
it's not as good as Soul Blazer, which is my favorite, but that's kind of hard to judge because I haven't beaten Terranigma. But that being said, I've played a lot of Terranigma twice. It's just one of those things where I got distracted by something, but I was like probably a third of the way through Terranigma, and it's really good. But there's something about Soul Blazer, and it's the oldest one too. It's super weird, but it's the oldest one, and it slaps.
Yeah, they got it right the first try, which
it's so good. Illusion of Gaia is really good too, and Illusion of Gaia has a really wacky moment, like 3/4 of the way through, where it's just like, what the fuck? This shit got dark.
Yeah, but yeah, I've heard about it, but I haven't gotten that far.
Oh, you got to experience.
I've got all three, so that's
nice.
It was kind of like a mini goal for like the year, or hopefully not longer. But I'm also obsessed with getting through all of the mainline Yakuza games this year, and I got a ways to go.
See, I was watching Joel.
Except for like
I was watching Joel stream Like a Dragon a few times, and I was like, "This looks like so much fun," but I should probably play all the other ones first.
No,
I've got
because Yakuza Like a Dragon is a completely different story. Yeah. The character from 0 through 6 is the same character. 7, Like a Dragon, is literally an entirely new start to everything. So you can start 7 without any worries about that. And then also, if you want to start the original series, start with like 0. A lot of people.
Oh yeah, I did 0.
I have all of them on the PS4.
Yeah, I would play Like a Dragon with. You don't have to worry about anything with that. With Like a Dragon, now characters from previous games do show their faces in Like a Dragon, but it's not. I mean, I haven't played them, and it didn't.
I've got literally every Yakuza game. I've even got like the Japanese only PS3, the Japanese only PS4, and the 2 PSP games.
You have that Dead Souls one on PS3, dude. Have you seen the price on that?
The Dead Souls.
Oh my god, look it up.
How much is it going for now? Because I bought that shit.
Or something.
I shit you not. When I first got back into collecting, when I got back into collecting in like 2013, early 2014. I bought a brand new copy of that for $3 on Amazon.
I bought it for $15 when all the other ones were going crazy.
Yeah, it's expensive as fuck. My buddy has a copy and he's offered it to me for $80, and I'm just like, God, it's not even something that looks that great.
If you're really interested in it, I can probably get the copy that I know my friend has and trade it with you. But just let me know.
Okay,
I got a friend who's got it.
I just didn't want to spend fucking $80.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
Sure,
I'm
I
a
might
collector, but
sell
I'm a
mine
cheap
for $80.
collector.
I don't give a fuck.
You wouldn't believe how much I got that game for. Well, spoiler.
I mean, come on. I mean, look at like, why is the Puppeteer $150?
Yeah, I bought a couple copies of that for $2 a piece.
Can I have one?
Walmart was collect-
Did you guys see my?
I thought I gave you one, honestly. What?
Did you guys see my pickup episode from today?
No.
I started watching it, but I was trying to get ready for this, and I didn't want to hold you guys
sleeping.
up.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't say
Obviously.
anything, but the last game is on PS3.
I was sleeping, and
it's a
I'm an
doozy.
old man.
You should watch it just for the last game. The last game is a PS3 game, and it's a fucking doozy.
That's the thing. When we get to our pickups and stuff, it's like I have been exclusively buying PS3 games lately.
Yeah, I've been buying a lot of. You'll see in my.
Yeah,
This
you'll see in my.
episode and the one
I'm not going to have one this month, but next month I'm going to have a double month pickup because I haven't bought shit this month.
Hell shit.
But yeah, okay. So getting back to it, yeah, I played ActRaiser. I'm currently playing 007 Legends on the PS3.
Oh yeah, you were just about to start that,
and I'm not liking it.
I've heard pretty mixed. Mixed to bad things about it.
It's the controls are terrible. I mean, like there's like you're either like when you want to tweak the options for your movement speed, right? It's either super fast or super slow. And there's no in between.
Stuff like that.
I love the idea of it. It's basically like a greatest hits of.
Yeah, you get to play through all the old movies with Daniel Craig, and I thought that was a cool idea.
Yeah,
especially since one of them is Moonraker, and that's like one of my favorite Bond movies from back in the day, right?
Yeah,
but it's just like the controls are killing it for me because I cannot get a beat on anybody because, like I said, my character moves so fast I can't aim.
I've got it on the 360 and the Wii U, and I still have yet to try it out.
But I'm still gonna try to beat it. I mean, I've started. I might as well finish it. And I'm still playing Saw.
I didn't know that existed either.
There's Saw 1 and a 2 for the PS3.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say Saw is like the perfect if you just got an afternoon to game. It's a good like one session game as long as you've got like a decent amount
it's like
of time.
a 5-hour game maybe.
Yeah, I beat it in an afternoon. I was like, that was really enjoyable. And right when the things start to get kind of when it starts to be like, all right, I'm kind of sick of. Like, it's kind of
becoming
a
son of a bitch, though. That's my problem.
It becomes like a rinse and repeat at a point, but right when it does, you're at the end, and you're like, oh, cool. I was just
my thing is there's like this part where I'm at where I walk into this hallway. There's a guy at the far end of the hallway who shoots himself in the head. And like I ran to where he was. I pick up his gun. I go in this room, and you start immediately to get the room locks you in, and you start to get gassed to death. And there's a valve puzzle to fix, and you have like 3 seconds to fix it.
Oh yeah,
and the valve puzzle that I did previously to this one took me 5 minutes to fix.
Yeah, there's like a couple that are like really like it does like same-ish puzzles. There's like a fuse puzzles, I think, and there's like it's like reroute the electricity puzzles and shit like that. Like, and I don't know, I would say it's more of less of a it's like in a horror element, but it's definitely just primarily
it's primarily puzzles. Yeah,
it's just puzzles. Like I think you actually only kill like 3 guys in the whole game.
Yeah, I've been attacked by more people than anything else. Like people coming after me, going like, "Get me this thing off my head!" Boom, you're dead.
Yeah,
I hit him with a board. Boom.
Yeah, so they're like it's like a byproduct. Like, oh, sometimes you kill a guy, but not really. It's not really a focus of the thing. So you can tell because the combat's super rudimentary. You just like hit a guy with a board or some shit.
Yeah,
whatever's like laying around. Yeah.
But yeah, I like Saw. It's just it's getting kind of frustrating because like now they're expecting you to like speed run the traps or the puzzles.
Yeah, I think I remember that part being kind of a pain in the ass. But like stick with it. Don't get pissed off.
I'm gonna beat it.
That's close to the end.
I'm pretty sure I'm close to the end. That's why it's getting harder.
Yeah, it's good. I've never, as much as I enjoyed the first one, I never played the second one. I
had the second one. I haven't played it.
Yeah, I have them both, but yeah, they're pretty fun games. They're like not a lot of people seem to know that they exist, and I just got lucky when the first one came out was when my wife worked at Movie Gallery, so I got to rent it for free. So I just beat it in the afternoon. I was like, I would have been mad if I bought this, but I like that I got to rent it. Just the free rentals were just I miss that.
But because these two have been frustrating me, my little palate cleanser game, I started playing it again, and that's Star Trek Conquest.
Star Trek, cool.
Which is just basically like a board game skirmish.
I've not played that one.
It is really fun. It's like it's part board game and part resource management, kind of like a tower defense thing.
Oh, okay.
But it's just really, really fun. You have combat. You can either do the combat when you have a conflict yourselves. You can actually control it. Or you can have the computer do it for you and all that. There's like 10 races you can be. Each one has their like strengths and weaknesses. I think it's just super fun. This is what I consider like my palate cleanser.
Yeah, I've got a shit ton of Star Trek games, and after playing that Voyager one, I'm like, man, I gotta get into more of these because I know more of it's just like ship combat.
Yeah,
and I really
That's why I like this one because it's not that. It's totally different. It's
cool.
It's the weird.
I've never known where to start, so I've never played a Star Trek game.
This would be a good one because this is more of a casual kind of game.
The one on PS4 looks pretty fun.
PS4. Bridge Commander.
Bridge Crew.
Yeah.
Bridge Crew. Yeah, I have that for the VR. It's awesome.
Is it?
Yeah,
it looks pretty fun.
It has a next generation downloadable content thing.
Oh, that's
well, next time I buy a couple months of PS Plus and no one wants to play Predator, how about we get in on a game of that? I need to play more of that.
I need to play Predator again. I haven't played Predator in like over a month.
Well, like I buy like a 3-month thing and then we play hard for like a couple of weeks and then like it seems like nobody can like line up their schedules. And then I'm like, I just didn't play anything else online either. So that was maybe next time I'll just buy a 1 month.
And you guys are going to think I'm such a nerd. All I play is adventure and RPGs.
We're all nerds here, bro.
That's true, but
I play everything except if you're like, I play as Madden, I'd be like, why did we invite this guy on here?
Yeah, why did we get this guy on? Yeah. No, not Madden, FIFA, you know. I promise the new one's different from the last one.
Go!
Yeah.
But the other games I've been playing, I'll talk about in other segments we're going to talk about.
All right. Cool. What have you been playing, Joel?
Let's see. Man, I've been going through a lot of games that I started, and I'm halfway through. So I've been playing South Park Stick of Truth. Never beat that. And
Stick of Truth is so funny.
It's fucking hard.
Wait until you get to the butt part.
Am I ridiculous? But Butters just gets killed constantly, and I just
he's pretty weak. Yeah.
And he's the only one in my party. I'm like maybe 10 hours into it or something. I'm maybe less. I don't know, but I'm having a really hard time.
Have you gotten the Mr. Slave attack yet?
Oh, I mean, I love both those games so much. They need
the Mr. Slave attack. Like the first time I saw it happen, I was like on the floor.
That's hilarious. That game is funny, but I'm not too far into it. So I started trying to play that the other day again and was like, But I have been playing and streaming Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I love that one.
It's great. A lot of people are like, yeah, it's not the same. It's like, yeah.
Or it's not the whole game. I'll wait for the whole game. You're like, okay, see you in 10 years after I've thoroughly enjoyed it, dickwad.
Have fun enjoying this first part when it's completely out of fucking date.
And it honestly
I'm just gonna wait to get the PS5 version.
Honestly, it feels like its own game. Like, have you finished it?
No, I'm really far into it though.
But like the way it ends, it's like I feel like I played a whole game. I don't feel like I'm on a giant cliffhanger.
Yeah,
like the way it ends is great. Like I was all in. I bought
A New Hope.
Yeah, I bought like the first class edition. Like like all the characters didn't die at the end. There wasn't a huge resolution, but like the resolution to the part they were trying to do felt like enough. I'm not trying to ruin the end, but like it's like I felt accomplished. It wasn't like cool, so that's it for now. Like it wasn't just like doesn't just cut to black. Like
see you guys in 3 years.
Yeah, it was. I felt
it's cool. I like it. I have to admit that I played it on regular difficulty for most of the game, and then I got to a wall. There was just like some bosses were just really hard, and all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I think I could change the settings on this. So I changed it to easy, not classic, which is the real easy one, but changed it to easy, and it made the game a lot more enjoyable. I'm not gonna lie.
We don't difficulty shame. You playing games? We're happy to hear it.
Yeah, I was. It was one of those games where I was about to give up. I was at that house. Do you remember fighting the house in the arena?
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck that guy. That's when I changed it. I fought him multiple times and couldn't really go back and grind, or I can go back to a previous save, which was like a couple hours back.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you know what? No, I think I was like, I've had problems with a couple bosses, and the combat's so damn fast, and I'm not used to that. I'm an old school RPGer, so I was like, no shame. I'm just going to go back to easy difficulty, and it made the game way more enjoyable from that point on.
Yeah, we're all about enjoying games. We don't need the trophy of, man, I beat it on turbo hard. Like,
yeah, exactly.
We don't care. Like, if you did, that's cool.
Extreme.
We're not here to shame that either. But like,
Yeah,
I'm
cool
not all against like, oh, you only beat it on easy. Like, yeah, I beat it on easy. Fuck you. Don't diminish my enjoyment.
Do you want to enjoy the story of a game, or do you want to fucking slog through grinding constantly like a game from 1991? You know, I like those games from 91, but they're those games. New games are a different.
We've come a long way.
I'm heavily in the
encounters anymore.
I'm heavily in the I'm a dad camp, and like we kind of talk about sometimes on here is like RPGs need to have a dad mode where it eliminates the grinding, because you're like, my time is valuable and I have very little of it. So honestly, I used to play games on hard and like the hardest difficulty all the time if it was even an option at the beginning. I was always going for that, like veteran for shooter games and whatever. But I'm like, yeah, but now I don't have the time to be stuck on a spot for like 4 hours.
Well, not only that,
I actually want to feel like I did something with my time. And I know it's video games, and video games are just for wasting time or whatever. But I'm like, yeah, but I like to feel like I progressed and I didn't just throw my time away. Like it's not a waste of time as long as I feel like I got somewhere and accomplished something. And I like do still play hard games, but like I got to be in a mood for it now. And like I honestly just don't have times for like basically from software games. I just don't have the time for that kind of shit right now.
Oh,
like,
fuck that. No.
Yeah, if I got like 2 hours to play a game, I want to be like, oh well, I got through a couple chapters or something. Like I still love RPGs, but I got to be real picky with RPG. That being said, I knocked a couple classics out the last week. So
nice. But I was going to add to what you're saying. Not only that, but our backlog as collectors just grows day by day. And the more games are released and the more we buy, you know, we seem like we're knocking out our collection while we're beating games, which I'm getting a lot more strict about too. But really, in reality, I've added way more games to that shelf in particular. You can see PS4 and Switch back there. Those collections are just like, I haven't played half that shit. A lot of those games are still sealed.
Yeah, because it's not like we were saying like with the older games, you play it, get a game over, and be like, oh, at least I played it, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm trying not to just do that and just play for a little while. I played every game I have. I could do that, but I like to invest my time in a game and feel like I got through it. Like, all right, but also that makes it so you're playing less of your games. You're like, oh, I beat this one, but I bought 12 others while I was playing it. So it's a never-ending battle. That is the greatest problem.
Personally attacked.
It's a vicious circle.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
It's for sure.
It's a problem I like having rather than, well, I got these 3 games. Hopefully one of my friends wants to trade for a bit so I can play something else for once, because that's all I got till Christmas or whatever.
So have you so moving on to other things I've played, but tying in with Final Fantasy Remake, I know Chris said he hasn't played any of the East games. Have you played East 9?
East 9 is our regular viewers will be used to the story by now, but it is across in my PO box because I pre-ordered it.
Oh yeah, okay. Dude, it's kind of similar because you can switch characters on the fly. And you have like 3 people in your party at once. It's fast combat, super fast combat. I've live streamed it a couple times. It's fun.
Yeah,
the map system, just like the last one, is fucking horrific. It doesn't show you on your map which way you're going, which direction you're pointing, and it just makes
that's the worst.
That one little thing literally made me stop playing for a couple weeks. I kind of rage quit on my channel actually.
Damn,
and I
did that all the time on my Twitch channel.
Yeah. I rage quit basically, and not many people were watching, fortunately. But I was literally outside town, literally looking in circles, and I'm like, I can't tell where I am. Fuck this game, and I fucking put it away for 2, maybe 3 weeks, and I recently picked it up again. And God, it's so fun! It's so fun. If it wasn't for the map, it would be the perfect Ease game. It's so goddamn good.
There's some games that is such a like
It's a killer.
awesome function to a map. Where some games you're not even looking at your character. You're just like, okay, I gotta go here, and you're looking at the map, and your little arrow, your little arrow is like, all right, I'm just navigating. I'm not even looking at what's actually happening on the screen.
I beat Dragon Quest 11 pretty much looking at my map.
Yeah, it's like, or like bringing up the quick map, and you're like, okay, I'm going the right.
Yeah, and even
before I run for 10 minutes.
I believe it's that game that you can't even. Or no, I think it's also Final Fantasy VII, where it's not a one-button push map thing. No, that was South Park. South Park doesn't have a one-button map push, and it was really irritating me. But but either way, it doesn't matter. And the thing about East 9, but also 8, was that it's not just one map. There's like a close-up map, and then you can expand to like an area map, and then you can expand to like the bigger map,
the world map.
And then once you're inside a cave, that's a different map, and it's like, but none of these tell you the direction you're pointing. None of them. So
that's horse shit.
It's fucking infuriating. So you basically have to. My thing is like try to look at a landmark, try to figure out where it's at the map, and then you kind of go from there. But when you're outside, it's really hard because some of the outside sections are open, so it's like, where the fuck am I? The fuck are you doing?
That tree's not on the map.
Right. Yeah. Literally run in like a half circle, and you're like pressing the map in between, and it's just a fucking mess. But that being said, East 9, the combat is so good.
I think when you first started streaming that, I was watching you.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it like the one night. I'm really shitty for interacting when I'm watching shit because I'm usually interacting with someone else while I'm watching it.
Yeah,
like I'm putting my kids to bed, or
I get that.
Facebook. Every time you message me like streaming, I'm like, I'm kind of in the middle of something right now.
Shit. Even on Chris's streams, I'm usually watching them like 10 minutes behind because I start when he starts, but then I pause it because like someone's talking to me or I'm doing some other shit. So then I'm like, should I even comment? Yeah, should I even comment because he's talking about this game, but he's probably on like 5 other games past this one now. So
I fucking feel that. I do the exact same thing. I can't. It's hard to keep track. Yeah. But okay. So, anyways, other games I'm playing. God, what else am I playing right now? I was playing The Mummy Demastered, which is basically a Metroidvania.
Hell yeah!
That game's fun as fuck, but also very, very hard. It's a very difficult game, but Metroid Demastered is so worth it. I got a physical copy of that from Best Buy, and like my buddy had bought it, and he was like, "There's one copy left, man." And then I totally spaced it. I went back 2 days later, and that same copy was still there. I was fucking
lucky.
I always forget
I ordered that one.
That's a good
Best
one.
Buy carries some of the limited run games.
Yeah.
I totally forgot because I went there and I found the Power Rangers one that they had released.
Yeah, I saw that at Best Buy.
And I was like, "Oh shit! I forgot that they have some of these."
They have Panzer Paladin right there at my Best Buy. Panzer Dragoon
remake.
Best Buy right now. But I got that. I downloaded that for like $3, so it's like and it's like an hour long.
Yeah, I'm definitely after like that was my first time playing it was when I downloaded it for like you said like $2 or something.
Yeah,
and played it and then I beat it in an hour. I was like, wow, I'm really glad I didn't spend like 40 Canadian dollars on this.
Right. And what's funny is
every time I
go to Best Buy, I still look at it. I'm like, should I? It's kind of cool and it's kind of hard to find, but no, I haven't done that yet.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for my PS4 version to show up.
I usually kick myself in the ass for not picking up them. I'm like, because I'm really choosy when it comes to limited run because I don't like actually giving my money to someone and then being like, well, hopefully it's here by Christmas. Yeah, like it can be anywhere between like 3 months to like 9 months sometimes.
Dude, I shit you not. I think I have at least 25 to 30 games that I've paid for and I haven't gotten yet.
Yeah, I don't like I like when you like pre-order on Amazon where they're like, yeah, you got it, man. We're holding it for you, but you're not paying for it till we send it.
Well, my problem with them is like it depends on what you order at the same time. Yeah, because they only want to ship you what was in that order that when you ordered. Like if, like I just ordered Metro or what's it called, Blaster Master 03.
Yeah,
I need to order that.
And there was something else at the same time. Unless they have both of those games that I ordered at the same time. Oh, the Mega Man Wily Wars thing.
Oh yeah.
If they don't have them in stock at the same time, they will let that Blaster Master Zero sit there until the Wily Wars is in their hand. Then they ship them together. Otherwise, you're SOL. Everyone else has gotten their copy that they ordered separately.
That happened with music too. I got I think it was Mare Cognitum I pre-ordered, and I got the CD and the shirt. And the shirt was out like literally 2 months before the CD, and they refused to ship it until the CD came out. And I'm like, okay, cool, I guess.
I mean, it makes sense for them because they're not paying double shipping.
Yeah,
right.
But you're like at the same time, like, I've got a sizable toy order. I've got a sizable toy order, like a $700 toy order, and it's being held literally by like the smallest thing in the entire order. Like I've got like 2 3-foot Transformers waiting because like this one like little 6-inch action figure I ordered hasn't been released yet. I'm like, why the fuck did I was like, can I like give you a couple more bucks and you just ship all the rest of it after? Yeah. But yeah, I know that feel. That's why I'm getting really choosy with the limited run, but at the same time I'm still ordering. So like I said about the E3 thing, I was stoked on it, but I was like, but that means I'm gonna have to order from them.
There's a few games that I need to. I have nothing coming from them right now, but I need Blaster Master 03. I might need that Castlevania collection because that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
And there was something else that got released that I was like, oh well.
Are you talking about
release, what is it? Contra Rebirth? What is it? Contra Rebirth or Castlevania the Rebirth or something?
Yeah, because the Castlevania collection is up right now for ordering. But the Rondo and Symphony of the Night is coming out.
They're releasing the translated version.
But I got that digitally too for super cheap, so it's like, do I need it? Yeah, kind of.
Well, my problem is they're going to release that translated Rondo of Blood for the TurboGrafx CD.
Yeah.
But I already have the Japanese, the real version of it, but it's in Japanese.
Hey, man.
Fucking...
My birthday's coming up, bro. I was there when you bought it, if that has any significance. And then you walked around the corner and we're like, fuck. Because it was like,
I remember, I bought the Beetlejuice. You guys were like, oh, look, that Beetlejuice game you wanted is right here. I'm like, oh, look. Oh, and they got Rondo of Blood, too. And I said I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money today. Womp womp.
Sorry, Joel, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just going to say, so anyways, other games before I lose track, because I will forget. Phantasy Star 2 on Genesis. Well, I'm playing it on PS4, but dude, that game is awesome. But
it is,
man, it's a slog. Holy shit!
Yeah, it can be a pain in the ass.
I've heard that that's the most difficult one, and it's the longest of the first 4. I've beaten the first one.
The third one's
I want to beat all fucking 4 of them, and
the third one sucks.
I've heard the third one sucks, but I still kind of want to play it.
Yeah, you kind of have to play it to play part 4.
I gotta play it. And then, but anyways, I hear 3 and 4 are actually not that long. They're like 30-hour games, if that. But 2 seems like it could go on for a long damn time because I'm maybe halfway through, and I'm grinding the fuck out of that game, man. It's a slog.
Yeah, man. I oddly enough, like 2 is the cheapest one by a pretty large margin, or at least was when I was keeping track.
Yeah,
and it's actually the last one I got. Like, which I don't know. I always think
did yours have that huge hint book in it?
Mine does not.
Mine doesn't either.
Yeah, I wish I could find that. Actually, I have all 4 Phantasy Stars complete in box. It took me
too.
I think 2 was the last one I got complete in box. Also, though,
the last one I got was 1.
A long time. I got lucky on 3 though. I had the cartridge. And then I found the manual somewhere, and then I went online, and there was a box only. I was like, holy shit! So, threw those 3 together. So they're all pretty much complete in box, except for 2 does not have the stupid hint book. Damn it.
I love when a plan comes together.
Yeah, I pieced together my Breath of Fire 4 that way, or was it 3? It was 3 or 4. I had the disc for literally a decade. Refused to buy a complete in box copy. Had that disc for a decade. Found the back art and another disc at a yard sale for like $1. And the disc was in better shape. So I took that disc and that back art. And then randomly somebody had a manual at trade night. And it was like the greatest feeling of accomplishment. It was a decade or more of looking for those parts and pieces. So satisfying.
Well, speaking of that, you super helped me with my Castlevania collection. kind of like touching on two topics we just talked about, but when you had the disc for the Castlevania collection for Castlevania Chronicle for the original PlayStation there, because I had the case and the disc in it was cracked since my friend gave it to me.
Oh,
and then you had it, and then we did a trade for that, and I was like,
that's right, I forgot about that.
I think I completed something else at the same time for me. I just don't remember what it is at the moment.
I got his copy of Seaman.
Seaman. Oh, you did get my copy of Seaman. That was a long time ago.
Joel sent you a Seaman in the mail.
So yeah, just a little vial of it, you know. But it was wrapped heavily. We didn't want to lose any of that precious fluid.
He's like, keep it cool, keep in a cool place.
Yeah, I forgot about that Castlevania. That's cool as hell. You know, it's oh god, funny, not funny. I ran into a case and manual for that game at another yard sale, and he had a bunch of case and manuals for PlayStation 1 games, and he didn't have the discs. Like, they had put the discs in a folder, and then they lost the discs or something. So anyways, I was supposed to go back and buy those motherfuckers. His, like, sister or some shit threw them away.
Aw, piss.
Yeah, dude.
I bet it was like Diablo and Warcraft 2 and all that shit.
It was a few good games, and then the Castlevania game, and then the rest were kind of crap. But it was still like that one case and manual. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And he was just going to give them to me or sell them to me for cheap or something. It was something where he's like, he didn't care. Like, and his sister was like, what's this crap? They don't even have the games, and just threw them away.
Cheap.
That's fail. That was like 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago, and I'm still salty.
Oh man, I'm salty about shit like that when, like, I don't know, it comes to anything. Like, someone's like, oh man, I got a bunch of comics for you can have. I know you like comic shit. And you're like, fuck yeah. And then you're waiting on it, and you're like, oh yeah, it turns out my my wife or my ex-girlfriend like threw them away. I thought they were in my closet. I was just gonna dig them out for you. Or like someone's like, oh man, I didn't know you like comics. I literally had like 10 of those long.
Oh yeah, I get that a lot.
And I just chucked them away like a month ago. And you're like, which dump did that go to?
Dude, I had something like that happen probably like 3 years ago. It was when I moved back to Medford, and I was looking for games pretty hardcore back then. And my friend Jared said he had an original Nintendo with like over 100 games. And I was like, save it for me. I'm going to buy it. Let me see pictures, blah, blah, blah. He ended up selling it to somebody for like $50.
What an asshole.
Are you fucking, what kind of friend are you?
So fuck that guy. I don't talk to him anymore. I would honestly I would almost end a friendship depending on how close our friends were.
He's more like an acquaintance anyways. So it's like,
yeah. So like, well, I don't ever need to, I can block that guy. He won't even know he's cut out of my life.
Yeah, right. The other memorable one was a Craigslist ad, and I knew I wasn't going to score it. And it was like a free GameCube, a free Super. It was just a pile of free shit outside a house, like a garage.
Like a curb alert?
Well, yeah, a curb alert kind of thing, but it was outside their garage, and it was a bunch of cool shit. There was like a TV, but in this box, you could clearly see a Super Nintendo poking out and a GameCube. And I was like, oh my fucking God. And the ad had been up for like 20 minutes. And I rushed there, and it was all the way across town by like where my sister lives, which is pretty damn far. I mean, not far compared to like a big city, but here it's like 20, 25 minutes. And I get there, and there's a fucking dude picking up the boxes and putting them in his fucking truck as I'm pulling up, and I never forgot that. I was so pissed. I don't know why. I was like, don't be pissed. You're not gonna get it. Don't be pissed. You're not gonna get it. And when I pull up, I was like, fuck!
Oh man. Yeah, I've had those where you're like, oh, it's a pending deal, but I know how shitty people can be, and you're like, I'm not stoked. I'm not even telling anyone I'm getting this until I get it.
Until it actually fucking happens. Yep.
Yeah.
Totally. Sega CD.
Yeah. Fuck
yeah.
That.
I'm selling all my Sega CD stuff, by the way.
What's that?
I'm selling all my Sega CD stuff, by the way. It's some very expensive stuff.
Oh?
Yep. I've got my complete in box, near complete in box Sega CD Model 1 back there, but it needs to be repaired. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to sell that.
Mine's still being repaired as far as I know.
For like a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting my Turbo Express repaired here soon, too. And then... yeah, I'm ditching my Sega CD stuff. It's
I forgot to tell you, there's a fee for being on the podcast, and it's a big stack of Sega CD stuff. So, sorry, you didn't read the fine print.
Well, I do have a couple of disc onlys that are completely disc routed if you want those.
Hey man, I need some fancy coasters. All I got is these mini PS1 case ones. I got Tekken 2 right now.
We have Bigfoot ones. We just went to the coast, and it's Bigfoot
Sweet.
country, and so we got Bigfoot coasters.
Sweet.
Sam Scram.
I literally have some PS2 ones and like just PS2 games that are fucked, like a couple case like Vice City and shit. Just hey man, I got like it's just like regular like shitty tables, but I just make a big deal just so I can do that. Hey man, what the fuck? Just put your drink on my table and like use a coaster. And it's like Vice City, and they're like, really? Yeah. Just to be a dink.
That's hilarious.
All right, I guess so. That's it for what you've been playing, eh?
I think that's all. I mean, I've played quite a few other ones, but let's see. Yeah, I've been playing Digital Devil Saga 1. I want to beat that, but it's hard. Oh, Nocturne on Switch, the new HD remaster.
Part 5 coming up pretty soon.
Part 5. It's about fucking time. Yeah, there you go. They should really not announce games fucking 4 years ahead of time, in my opinion. But
yeah, it's really dumb.
What do I know?
I'm in 2029.
Looking at you, Metroid Prime 4.
Buys the game. Let me tell you.
December 2022.
Yeah, look.
So anyways,
at you.
Stoked about 5. That's cool. Actually, you know what? 5 looks badass. I like that it's not first-person perspective anymore. It's more like 3, which is the throwback from because 4 was still first-person perspective. So it's weird they went from third person to first person. Now they're going back to third person, but I'm happy with that change.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what have you been playing, Jason?
Oh man, a lot of shit since the last episode. I think the last thing I talked about on our last episode was finally giving in and beating Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Playing through and beating Avengers because I was tired of waiting for Spider-Man. And then
now you got Black Panther coming.
Well, right after that, they can get Black Panther out, but you know, we've been waiting for Spider-Man since launch. But okay,
Spider-Man.
We've already bitched about this. I won't go on. But I beat Mass Effect 1 in the Legendary Collection. I'm just gonna be quick with it. Resident Evil Village, really good game. I want to talk about it, but I want a precursor to this. Hear me out before you groan. But I got the same feeling that I got from Resident Evil 5. Now, hear me out. And that it's a good game.
It's too action heavy.
It's just not. I just didn't get Resident Evil vibes from it almost until like the end was very Resident Evil.
From what I hear, it wasn't that scary.
Playing through the game, no, it's not scary. There's a lot more to it than what you think.
Than vampire tall chick
from the memes. Like the vampire, the vampires are actually a very pretty in the grand scheme of things. A really small part of it. I loved the game all the way through. So don't take the Resident Evil 5 comment out of context. That's the only way I thought of it like that. Like, you know, I liked Resident Evil 5. But as a Resident Evil game, it's horseshit. But it was a fun co-op game. The action was fun. It was just stupid, like a stupid action movie fun. But not a horror game in any way. But Village is more horror. There's definitely more of that there, but it's not scary. It felt more like I was playing a Van Helsing game.
You know what's funny? I heard that they purposely scaled back the horror elements because people found 7 so damn scary.
Then play something else. Play fucking Call of Duty Warzone.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. I don't even play Resident Evil games, but my buddy streamed 7, and I was like, this game is fucking terrifying.
And it's in VR.
I was like, I'm not playing this game. Like, I'm absolutely not playing this game. And then 8, I see footage of it, and I'm like,
Nah, like, I never really felt like I was running out of ammo. I never really felt like 2 is... The 2 remake is like my favorite Resident Evil now. Like I love the originals. I love the original version of 2, but the remake of 2 was like I fucking loved everything about it. I actually felt in danger, and I'm never like scared of scary shit. Like it never creeps me out. I gauge stuff on how metal it is. Just go, oh fuck, that's probably supposed to be really scary, but I'm just like, that's pretty metal. You know, like I don't know. I'm just desensitized to the like jump scare shit. I'll sometimes give it just because of the jump, but most of the time I didn't see that. I always find the jump scare stuff actually pretty predictable, unless it's completely out of nowhere where you're like, oh, it's in here in this closet, and all of a sudden someone smashes through the window or the door or something. You're like, oh shit.
The dogs in the first game.
But even then, I'm not like, ah! I'm just like, whoa, all right, I'm shooting that. I've always got a weapon on me. I mean, like in a game like maybe like Outlast, where you don't have a way of defending yourself. it could be creepy or more like actual scary. But yeah, this game I honestly just felt like Van Helsing. And there's a part about halfway through, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's just the dumbest thing until it's explained at the end. You're like, okay, that's kind of he's Deadpool, and then I'm not gonna elaborate on that. And then at the end, I'm like, oh, now that makes sense, and it's not stupid. But for the whole game, I was like, really cool, except for this one part. It's fucking dumb. And me and Church were actually talking about because we were playing it at the same time. And he's like, he got a start on it before I did, and then I think I ended up beating it before he did. But like he was like, oh yeah, I'm loving it. But this one part was like probably the dumbest thing I've seen in a Resident Evil game. And I got to it and I knew exactly what he was talking about. I was like, yeah. And then I said it was like, oh, he's basically Deadpool game, Deadpool part. And he goes, yeah. And I was like, all right, we're not gonna talk about this anymore until we've both beaten the game. But yeah, we're like, it makes sense afterwards, but at the time you're like, all right, bud. But overall, loved it. Definitely play it. It's not. I didn't find it really scary at all. Yeah, it's not that tough, but it's got a good length to it. Like it would be, like when I played the remake of 3, it felt like this is just made for speedrunning. I think because playing it with no guide for the first time ever, I think I beat it in like an hour and 45 minutes. And I was actually dreading it. Like, dude, I think I'm at the end of the game. And yeah, I just ended up beating it. And like, the only reason I didn't get like the S ending on it, or S plus or whatever the fuck it is, for like beating with no save or like low amount of saves and so much time, was instead of pausing it, I brought the menu up and put my kids to bed. So the clock was counting that whole time. But I was like, wow. And I was like, I don't think I've ever been as disappointed in a Resident Evil game as much as that. Because especially when they cut a couple of the areas out of it, like the graveyard and the clock tower, just straight up weren't in the game. I was like, yeah, this game really needed more. So I was really disappointed in that, coming off the heels of 2. And then this game brought it back. Like, this game was a masterpiece, I think. Just don't look to be as terrified as 7. And
so
then,
a game that even Joel could like.
I liked it. And then I followed up with ActRaiser, which we already discussed. And then I played my Backlog Roulette game from last episode, Star Trek Voyager Elite Force. And it's been the first time, like, I really enjoyed playing it on the PS2. But then I, like, saw footage of it on, like, the PC. And I'm like, man, I actually kind of wish I'd played the PC version. It plays good enough. It's basically Star Trek Doom with, like, almost like I want to say like GoldenEye type objectives. Like, you got to do this and this, and I really dug it. I had no problem with it, honestly, graphics wise or anything, except for like there was some pretty significant slowdown at a few parts. But aside from that, when I found out there was a sequel,
yeah, you don't want to play it.
And this is how I found out found the PC game like footage of it. Is I was like trying to look it up, trying to find out what it was on. I'm like, is there a PS2 version of it? And I'm like, no, it's nothing. I was like, I probably would have heard of it, but yeah.
Yeah, I had it on the PC, the sequel, and it's not good.
Oh well, maybe I'm glad then. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was like for a Star Trek, it was like heavy action. It was like all action pretty much. So that was pretty cool. And all like the people, like Voyager is my least favorite Star Trek series. To be honest,
preach, brother.
To be honest, I've not even watched Enterprise or Discovery.
Oh, you got to watch Enterprise season 1 through 3, and then pretend that 4 never happened.
Okay,
super good.
But yeah, like I tend to watch it at some point. I always just end up watching the older ones. But
Deep Space Nine is my favorite.
Yeah, Deep Space Nine's my jam.
Nice.
We
could do a whole podcast about Deep Space Nine.
Fuck yeah!
I would be fucking stoked.
I'd be in on that, but
yeah, hell yeah, let's do it.
Next Generation's my favorite, but I think that's my close second. Then Original, then that's it.
I probably watch Next Generation more because the episodes are separate.
Yeah, that's what I like.
But when I watch Deep Space Nine, I have to start at the beginning and I have to watch it all the way through.
Yeah,
like I could just put on an episode of Next Generation here and there.
It's a continuous story. Whereas and like Next Generations has some like what the fuck out of nowhere episodes. Like they're all over the place.
Well, also the first couple seasons of Next Generation are just kind of boring in my opinion.
Yeah, the first 2 seasons suck.
That one episode that's like a fucking horror. Well, you know what episode I'm talking about where the fucking guy's head explodes?
Oh yeah,
that one was
with the parasites, where they phase that guy's head until it literally explodes.
Yeah,
you see the skin strip off of it. You see the muscle and gristle and eyeballs, and then boom.
Like you saw the Ark of the Covenant and the phaser blast.
Yeah.
But
and then his stomach melts open and a big creature comes out of it.
Yeah,
I need to see that one.
It's called. It's in this first season. It's called Conspiracy. Watch it when we're done.
Yeah, it is.
It got banned from being broadcast. It's so gory.
So I must have saw the premiere of it because I used to watch Next Generation with my dad. But that stuck with me through my childhood. Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I remember I watched it when it first got broadcast, and then I never saw it again until the VHS tapes came out.
You know, they were probably just testing the limits back then. They didn't know what they can get away with, and
they
were like, Tales of the Crypt is on. Let's fucking try this.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like straight. It was like a Tales of the Crypt Star Trek episode.
Yeah, we'll have to watch that.
Yeah, like that's what I mean.
I like horror Star Trek episodes. The episode on Deep Space Nine where all the power goes out and there's the one dude like hunting them.
Oh, when they're on the other Deep Space Nine, the other station. The Cardassians that were made to kill non-Cardassians. Yeah,
there's some.
Was it that one or was it the one? I thought it was the what the fuck race was that? It was like one dude and he was hunting, and God damn it, I can't remember what race that was. But there's an episode on Deep Space Nine that's legit creepy, and it's all Deep Space Nine, and the power's out, and they're all having to sneak around and like meet each other in the catwalks and stuff. Man, I wish I could remember what episode.
I think I know what you're talking about too. I think I remember that one. But like, that's what I mean. Like, Next Generation is all over the board. There'll be one that's just straight up boring, and you're like, I see, like,
so many.
I wonder how many people that are like, oh, all Star Trek is like technical talk and nothing's going on. I'm like, I bet you this is the episode they watched when they tried
techno babble.
Yeah, where it's just like
where Data has a pen pal.
Like this whole episode is just all of this is
or the little girl with her imaginary friend bullshit.
But there was bullshit on Deep Space Nine too. I mean,
that one where everyone was talking in reverse and shit.
No, the one where they have they're in the chess game.
Oh, that is the worst, man.
Oh, that is. Remember the song they had to play? And, the captain said that Avery Brooks said that was his absolute. He hated that so much.
You could tell no one wanted to do it.
Like, basically
when they're doing the skipping across the hopscotch board and they're singing it, you can tell none of them want to be doing it.
Oh, they don't want it. Yeah, they're
especially Nana Visitor because she's just kind of like that
is one of the worst.
I barely
move along home, bitches.
Move along home. Yeah, and I think it's called
Move Along Home, bitches.
You should watch it. You should watch it for the cringe factor. It's
a video game Star Trek episode.
Well, I've seen the entirety of all 4 of the first shows, but like I vaguely remember that being painful to watch.
Yeah, there's a few that are painful to watch, and they're interspersed. And if I remember correctly, one of the seasons of Deep Space Nine was not very good. It might have been 2 or 3. It was before things with the Dominion really started ramping up.
Yeah, I want to say season 2.
Yeah, 2 or 3 had a lot of duds in it. But once they actually introduced the Jem'Hadar, the Dominion, all that stuff, and it started showing up occasionally and then started ramping up, man, that show got good. And then when it was the 7th season, those last like 10 episodes were just like, what the hell? It was so good.
Yeah. I still like that one where Cisco sets up that Romulan senator with Garrick's help, and he's like telling the computer, or he's telling the camera his story. He's like doing a log about how he basically suckered the Romulans into joining the war.
I kind of remember that.
Well, he
I need to revisit that.
He lies to Romulan senator. He has like a whole hologram thing about a Dominion meeting that they were saying that they wanted to invade Romulus to try to convince the Romulans to join the war.
I totally remember.
That episode is so fucking good.
That one's good. Tiny Little Ship is really good.
Yeah, that one's funny.
But also, one of my favorite, and this is of all Star Trek at all, one of my favorite episodes is on Deep Space Nine, but it's a two-parter when they go back in time during the riots.
Oh, the future, the future.
Yeah, it's
future
like just a little bit past our time.
Yeah,
it's like when they start just trying to figure out the homelessness issue and mental health and
I remember those,
food and that whole episode.
What directing those episodes is what got Jonathan Frakes the job directing First Contact.
Oh, crazy! Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, that is a excellent two-parter that anybody can get into. And isn't that the one that Sarah Silverman's in?
No, she was on Voyager.
Oh, was it a Voyager? Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
When they go back to the hip groovy 90s, man.
Yeah.
Those are painful. Those are
I'm Sarah Silverman. I'm on Star Trek. Yeah.
Right. Jeez.
No.
Oh, anyway, following on from I played a Star Trek game.
Yeah. We should call ourselves the Super Tangent Brothers. That's what we should be called, the Super Tangent Brothers.
I'm here for it. This is a hangout podcast. We don't have a strict timeline for everything. We just hang out and we talk about
come home
shit we like.
And be like, roar!
Anyway, next game I played was Fallout Tactics, Brotherhood of Steel on the PS2.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Basically, Fallout Diablo.
Dungeon crawler, yeah.
It was awesome,
super cool game.
And then right after that...
You beat that one?
What?
You beat that one?
Yeah, these are all games I beat. I beat that. Then I beat Constantine on the original Xbox. You remember a couple episodes I got it on the Xbox, and I was like, I forgot this was a game. And that was pretty fun too, actually. There's a little bit of a puzzle element to it, but it's a decent third person shooter. I wouldn't call it really a horror game, but it's it follows the story of the movie pretty well, I thought too, which most of those games in that era just really didn't care.
Yeah, but
unfortunately, it's not Keanu.
This is another game that was developed to be something else, and we just slapped the Constantine character into it, kind of thing. That's what we usually got. I actually really enjoyed it. I'm glad I checked it out because I was like, I don't know. Whenever I've got a system out now for the Backlog Roulette, this is what I like so much about it. Is I'll just keep going, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I've been meaning to play, especially with the cartridge consoles. I'll play the game for my roulette, and I'll be like, fuck, now I'm playing Super Nintendo all day for the next couple of days because it's just, it's set up, it's ready to go, and they're all pretty easy to switch to really on the fly. But when you're already playing it, it just feels like you could just keep going. So that's what I like about it, because then I end up just at least trying more games. After that, I took on the first Doom Eternal DLC, The Ancient Gods Part 1. And I'm not sure if they ramped up the difficulty or if I was just rusty on the Doom Eternal vibe, but it's I started at the last level. I was like, fuck, I'm just getting my ass kicked here at the very beginning. I got my stride after a while, but at first I was like, damn, I don't even know if I'm having fun yet. And then by the end, and it seemed like the story was just okay, yeah, it's just putting me in brutal arenas and no real story things going on. So, get the battery for this thing, something that doesn't really matter. You're like, yeah, but what am I even trying to do? And then at the end, the story cliffhanger is really cool. But yeah, the first I was just like, damn, I think they just made this harder to make it last longer. But I enjoyed it. I'll probably try the second one right away here at some point. And then I knocked out a couple things. One game that I had on the go for a while, and continued on with a series that I had been meaning to get to after I beat the first Onimusha last year. I went and started Onimusha 2, I think early last week or maybe a week and a half ago. And I played through it and loved it so much. It's pretty short, kind of like the first one, maybe 5-hour game. And I loved it so much, I went right into the third one and played it the rest of that afternoon before work. Jean Reno!
Yeah, and I it's the only one in the series that I played so far anyway. That you switch off between characters, and it's one of those games where you do one thing as one guy, and it helps you out when you're playing the other guy later on. Like, oh, I moved that rock. Now he can get up to the, platform on this. And I think it's my favorite in the series. I don't know if you guys have played a lot of Onimusha.
Oh yeah, it's just samurai. It's just samurai Resident Evil.
Yeah, amazing. And I don't know what the fuck took me so long to get into the series. Like I own them all, and it's one of those games. Like I've been meaning to play this, and thank God I did.
Played a single Onimusha game.
I highly recommend it. And the cutscene at the beginning of 3 just gets you so pumped to play it. It's like a Lord of the Rings battle.
Do you have to play them?
No, I wouldn't say you'd have to, but
it's the same. It's different. It's a different character in the second one compared to the first one, right?
I think it's the same guy.
Or is it the third one that's got the new character?
The third one's got the 2 characters,
yeah,
but the fourth one, Dawn of Dreams, I think is one you're thinking of. Because unless I just misunderstood something, I think the first 3 games are the same character.
Okay,
and then they add Jean Reno in like the last one, so as like a character you switch between, kind of like a la Yakuza 0. But yeah, I liked 2 just as much as 1. But 2 makes you use tank controls. Like I played the remaster, which is not much of a remaster of the first one, and it lets you use like tank controls, or you can just do the free, thumbstick for, it doesn't let you control the camera, but at least you got more free movement. And then the second one is just straight tank controls, like old Resident Evil. But I don't mind that. It just takes a little bit of getting used to. And then
I can't do tank controls, man. I can't fucking do it.
It definitely takes me a while to get acclimated to it again after like not playing a lot of games in that style anymore. But once it gives you like, it's not that hard at the beginning, so you get a feel for it first. Yeah, it's not like you jump right into this badass battle. Like you get to get used to it first. So, and then the third one gives you the option. And as much as I say I don't mind tank controls, as soon as I had the option, I was like, nope, and right for that. So I love that element of it. And yeah, I'm probably gonna go on to Dawn of Dreams at some point soon. But yeah, I'm glad I got my Onimusha fix, and it makes me just want a new one even more. After that, I actually finished off a game that I started when it came out. Absolutely loved. Then dropped like a hot potato for no goddamn reason. Fist of the North Star. Lost Paradise. Lost Paradise. It's basically It's basically Fist of the North Star Yakuza, and I absolutely loved it. And yeah, I looked up like, oh man, I got to get back into that. I was just like, I wonder how much is left of it. I played quite a lot of it, and I looked it up, and it's like, oh yeah, like 20 hours to beat, unless you're like doing a lot of side shit. And I was like, I gotta be almost near the end. Then I like looked, how many chapters is in it? Not a lot of chapters, like 13. So I was like, okay. And then I load up my save, and I'm on chapter 6, but I've done like all the side shit, and basically all that was really left to do was just main story missions. So I was like, hell yeah.
That's how it was kind of like with Like a Dragon for me. I was like, man, how far am I in this game? And I realized I had done like most of the side shit and really just had to go through the story.
Yeah, I'm really bad when it comes to Yakuza games, where I was like, all right, this time I'm not doing any of that side shit. But the side shit's so funny and interesting that I'm like, I'm going to see how this pans out.
Wait till you play Like a Dragon.
Then before I know it, I'm like, okay, I've got 2 side stories I haven't done. Where are they? And they're like a super obscure thing, like, oh yeah, like, oh, after you beat the game or something, you do it. I'm like, oh, well, no wonder I didn't do it yet. And
yeah, wait till you play Like a Dragon, man. There's so much that you can do. From, crazy arcades. Some of them have different games. There's pachinko, and you collect cans. That's actually part of the story. And your main side mission is the real estate business thing.
And you're planting stuff.
Dragon kart racing, which is basically Mario Kart. There's fucking collecting bugs. I mean, there's
all of them have that shit.
I just remember you checking your plants and stuff.
Yeah, and the plants and when you go to your bar, your hangout, the dude that runs the bar, he takes the shit that you grow and he makes it into like ramens and stuff like that, and they help your health. And it's just, and there's a dating part to it that I didn't even get into.
Oh man, there's like there's always like you're hosting a gentleman's club or some shit, and I'm like, do I have to do this? And then I like start doing it. I'm like, I get into it, and I'm like, fuck, why am I into this? And there's always
real estate one was ridiculous. The real estate. I know people that don't like the real estate one on Like a Dragon, but I fucking loved it. Once I actually looked up a little guide on it because I was confused on a couple things, and once I looked up the guide and figured out that it was a rock paper scissors thing, and like you have to get your right board members, and the board member meetings are basically boss battles, and they're super goddamn fun. And if somebody would have just explained it to me, I would have been like, that sounds like horseshit. But no, I fucking absolutely loved it and spent hours on that side quest.
Oh man, I think I did all because in Zero, the way you like buy all your add-ons with money, but they get to be like a ridiculous amount of money. And there's a real estate thing in that one, and you
nice.
buy up all the buildings, and then you do all like you buy up all the stuff in the district. And then the guy who owns that district starts getting pissed off, and then you have to like fight him. But it like instead of just straight up beating him up, it's like, oh yeah, you got to beat me at like a dance, or you got to fucking karaoke fight me. And you're
battle, bro.
And you're like,
there's karaoke in the new one too. And
they repeat a lot of stuff like that in Zero. Like it was basically like wait a couple minutes, make 5 million yen or whatever. Or whatever, like a crazy amount, whatever a crazy amount would be. And so I would just like kind of like watch a movie and let that shit add up, and then buy all my like I was just jacked up like the fucking toughest guy. And then like that's when you switched between Majima and Kiryu. So I would like you could go to this guy and give him money, and he would give it to the other character. So then I was basically like money. Yeah, it was like it's no reason it took me like 110 hours to beat it, because I was doing like everything in that game, and I still didn't do everything in that game. Jesus. I was finally like, I need to beat this game and move on, because everyone on the podcast is tired of hearing me talk about this game for fucking months. Like I even put it down for a few months, played other games, and then came back and beat it. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm done it. You don't need to hear me talk about it anymore. But I love it, so I just kept going with the other ones. And like Kiwami 1 and 2 are like the same way. Like you just fall in love with the side shit. And then like Kiwami 2 had probably my favorite add-on thing is Majima's Construction, where basically you do almost like a tower defense thing with all these characters that join your team. And it is the coolest. It's basically like an RTS inside, or like a RTS meets a tower defense inside of this game. And I almost didn't do any of it. I did like the one it makes you do in the storyline. Then I was like, yeah, whatever. And that was almost at the end of the game. I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll do a little bit more of that. And then all of a sudden I was just hooked on it. And at work one night, that's all I played all night was just this inside the game. And I was like, God damn, I'm into this. So yeah, when I got to 3, I was like, I'm not doing any of the side shit. And then honestly, like 3 isn't as much of a redo as the Kiwami games are, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really not doing this side shit. I think I'm just gonna plow through this one. I'm not feeling it.
I still need to get the collection. I have 0. I just scored Kiwami and the Steelbook edition, which was nice. Yeah. And then I have 6, but I don't have 3, 4, and 5. So I need to get that collection basically.
Yeah, it's so worth it.
And 2. So yeah, but I want to play. I'm gonna play 0 next. Because I've only played.
Definitely. 0's my favorite yet, but
it looks so cool.
But Kiwami 2 has.
There you go, there.
But Kiwami 2 has my favorite, by far my favorite mini, side.
Man,
thing.
wait till you play Like a Dragon. It's so good.
I do want to, and I intended to when I pre-ordered it the second that the words came out of their mouth, because I'm all in it. Like Yakuza's like. Probably
but it's an RPG. It's fucking dude. The combat is so good.
I already like the combat in like the regular one, and I'm like, I'm not. I gotta see how the rest of the series plays out. But I'm like, it looks awesome, but I'm also kind of bummed out that the whole series so far is going. Like, I'm not. I know it's a totally different character, so it's cool like that. But I'm like, I want them to still make Yakuza games that are like Yakuza.
Well, they
games.
are. That's what Judgment's for. So Judgment is coming out, or well, no, Lost Judgment's coming out.
But Judgment's like it's more of a serious thing. The side things aren't as goofy and shit. Like doesn't have the Yakuza flavor to it.
Yeah, we don't know with Lost Judgment though, not yet.
Yeah. We'll see.
It could be. I don't know.
We'll see. Like I said, I'm not mad about it because I'm gonna experience all that shit before I can pass judgment on it. Not to make a shitty pun, but I'm like, can we have both? Anyway, so speaking of all the side shit and how much we enjoyed it, I wasn't feeling it on Fist of the North Star. Besides, like the arena you can fight in. So I kind of just plowed through the rest of that. Still really enjoyed the game. It was good overall, and I'm glad I finished it. After that, I've been on the long games lately. So I started Dark Cloud probably around the time I started.
Oh man, I've never.
Around the time I beat Constantine, and I've been playing it a little bit here and there. But I actually brought my PS2 to work, which is harder to hook up than just slapping the PS4 in an HDMI port.
That's badass. You get to
but yeah, my coworker was like, "Dude, is that a fucking PS2?" Yeah, man.
You know what you should do after you beat that is bring like a fucking Vectrex or like a ColecoVision or something.
I want to bring in something that they're like, "What is that?"
The fuck bring a fucking Magnavox.
Yeah, bring in that Odyssey 2.
I was actually really
an Odyssey 1, dude. Just fuck it. A Fairchild. Bring in
those overlays on top of your TV to play the Odyssey games.
Like, what the fuck? We don't even have a CRT. What the shit, bro?
Yeah, like I was pretty impressed. Like, there's other gamers, but they're like I play Warzone gamers, like, or I play Apex, or I play NHL.
Call of Duty.
NHL, or I play a little bit of Destiny or something, like nothing like, I don't even want to talk games with these guys, basically. But the one guy doesn't ever talk about games at all. He's like, yeah, I play the Switch and stuff, like Breath of the Wild, and like, cool.
Oh, nice.
You got good taste. I was playing Wonder Boy, the Wonder Boy 3 remake, probably a
Dragon's Trap?
Yeah, Dragon's Trap. Yeah,
that was going up in value, man.
I was playing that for the on the PS4 a month and a half ago, maybe, and he just walked by. He's like, "Dude, is that fucking Wonder Boy?" And I was like,
"Dude,"
"Dude, did you just say that,
dude?"
Because I didn't have the case out.
He's your new best friend.
Well, and you know what the shitty part is? Guess which one of my coworkers has gotten a new job in the last month and a half?
Oh, that always.
I was like, that guy was my friend before I worked there, but yeah, I didn't know.
That always happens.
I didn't know him as a gamer. We had more like music taste and until he said that shit, and I was like, "We are best friends, sir." And anyway, he was just like, "Dude, I love the master." He's like, "Is that like a Master System collection?" He's like, "I might have to. Is that on the Switch?" And I was like, "This game is on the Switch." He's like, "I played the shit out of that game when I was a kid." He's like, "That's like a remaster though. That looks better than I remember." But he's like, "I still recognize the game you were playing."
But you can play both modes and switch anytime.
Yeah, you switch. Yeah, and he was just like enthralled with it. He just like there's two different sides to the office, so we just basically like kind of chill in our own areas, and we talk a little bit, but then like later at night we just kind of do our own shit. They'll watch a movie. I'll be playing my games. That's the first time at work that anyone's like sat and been like, "Can I watch you play for a bit?" And I was like, "Do it up, dude."
That's fucking cool, man.
So yeah,
what an obscure game.
Yeah,
and it's not
to call it. Oh yeah, it's not like he was like, "Hey man, is that Mario 3?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm
a lot." It's the other one, the other Master System, Monster Boy. I got it upstairs sealed, but there's another Master System game that's another Monster Boy game that has gone up a lot.
Well,
it's not Dragon's Trap. It's the Monster Boy in Wonderland, Monsterland, something like that.
Just look at
makes me want to go upstairs and grab it. But
Wonder Boy and Monsterland. Yeah,
that's the one.
Then there's Wonder Boy.
That one got super spendy really quick. I don't know if it was a limited release or what, but as soon as I got that for like $30. And I kept mine sealed, and it's worth like fucking over $100 sealed, I think.
Are you talking about the PS4 one?
PS4 and Switch both are a little spendy, but I think
okay, because I got
PS4
Dragon's Trap. Yeah, Monster Boy Return to
Monsterland.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah,
that's the one that's getting a little harder to find.
I pre-ordered that bitch, so I'm glad I got that. Then I thought you were talking about the other Master System one.
No, there's the Asha one too. I have a repro of the original of that, which is crazy.
That's just coming out now, I think.
Monster World 4. I have that, a repro of. I think that's what they're basing the new one on. But yeah, the other one looks super badass, and it's like I have it, but it's sealed, and it's worth so much I don't want to unseal it.
Yeah, just buy a digital copy of it just to.
I'm just gonna sell the sealed copy, get the profit, buy the open copy, and come out ahead. I guess I don't know.
So anyway, I played Dark Cloud. It was great. I've played this. This was one I've played, but like I didn't used to play a lot of like the turn-based type RPGs or anything like that. I was pretty much just like a dungeon crawler RPG or nothing guy. Because Chris has heard the story, but I used to have a friend who would just invite me over to hang out, and then like the first 4 hours I was there, I'd be watching him play like turn-based RPGs.
Yep.
Which are a lot of fun to play, but really boring to watch. So I actually kind of just like couldn't bring myself to play a turn-based game for years.
That's hilarious because I loved watching as a teenager. I'm old. I was born in '79. I'm old. Yeah. But when
I'm older than you, bro.
When Final Fantasy, wait, what year were you born?
75.
Oh shit! So yeah, when I was a teenager in the Bay Area, seeing Final Fantasy IV for the first time, I didn't even care that I wasn't playing it. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Coming off of Final Fantasy I, and then after moving a bunch of times, and then in high school seeing Final Fantasy VI played by my best friend down the street. I didn't even care that I wasn't playing it. I was like, holy shit, I can't wait to get this, but I will watch it until I do.
Well, my problem mainly being, as I discussed, I wasn't allowed to have a Nintendo. So basically I was like going to my friend's house who had video games, and then I wasn't getting to play video games, just watch them. So, it wasn't always like that, but it was enough that I was just like, I have no want to play these Final Fantasy games. I fucking love them now.
Before I got my NES, I was doing the exact same thing at a friend's house.
Oh, so you have played them now?
I love playing them now. I have my favorite thing to collect is RPGs. I just don't have the time to play them.
Hell yeah!
But for years, it was just like, oh no, I can't bring those look boring. And I finally like started checking them out on my own, and I'm like, these are really fun. They're really fun to play. They're not a fun game. My wife loves watching me play games. She can't do it. Has to be like an adventure RPG or something, or not shooting games. Basically, if it's turn-based, if it's a lot of like menus or like a lot of talking, like Mass Effect, she doesn't want to watch me play Mass Effect. But
that's funny. Adrian got into RPG. Well, she started playing, like I said, Final Fantasy IV and Dragon Quest XI. She got into that because she was watching me. In fact, her favorite game to watch of mine was Yakuza Like a Dragon. She was like, I need to play that game like one day. She was like, I had so much fun watching you play that turn-based RPG. She was like, that I need to fucking play it. So that's funny. That's badass. It's funny how games are different to everybody else depending on how you interpreted it and what you had available, because you didn't have a Nintendo. And I was kind of in the same boat. I didn't have a Nintendo till '89.
Yeah, I didn't get to I would have probably been like, "What's this all about?" and kind of like got into it if I had been playing my own games at my house. That besides my Game Boy, I didn't have anything. So it's just kind of like, I want to come over here and play like a 2-player game with you, man. So I'd be like reading comics and shit. I just associated turn-based RPGs with being bored, basically. Just like, man, that thing awesome. That thing where you call this meteor down and it's this whole cutscene is amazing the first time, but after like the 8th time in a row seeing it, I'm like, all right,
ultimate.
And when all you're doing is like these like you're fighting these same enemies. He's I think he was grinding a lot of the time when I'd watch him too. So I was just seeing the same shit for like hours. And in Final Fantasy, there's a lot of that. So basically, I was seeing like the worst part of the game.
Yeah,
for hours. So I wasn't seeing like cool cutscenes and story progression. It was just like, I liked watching him play. Like Lufia 2, I'd say was like one exception.
Oh, that's funny. We're going to get into Lufia 2 later because of our lists. That's funny.
Sweet.
Because that's literally top of the list.
Sweet. Well, I hope you get it. But
no.
But that had puzzles in it where I could be like, hey, dude, check that out. Try that out. Like I could have some input. It wasn't just like, yeah, try the fire attack. Fire attack works. Okay. You know, just like watching the same shit over and over. I don't even care. I love them now, but like I said, it took years. So anyway, Dark Cloud was amazing. I'm glad I finally got through it all. Like I've been 6-ish hours into it a couple of times, but since I've actually owned it, like I borrowed it from a friend, and it was kind of like he's asking for it back. Holy shit, I should check it out. Loved it. Then gave it back to him, and then since I've owned it, I haven't started playing it again. But yeah, it was good to finally get through that. It was actually decently short. I think it was only maybe like 30 hours, which sounds long to guys with dad time. But I made it a pretty short game for like a month and a half.
30 hours sounds short as shit to me.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I'm not. That's why I've yet to like really get into a Persona game, because I'm like, I ain't got 100 hours for nothing.
Oh, for real.
And then right around the same time, maybe like a week later, I've been kind of weird. Usually I only have one longer game, and then I'll have like one like throwaway game, like a shooter. Like I'll play a fucking war game or something at the same time as I'm playing like Skyrim or an RPG. But I actually had Wild Arms and Dark Cloud on the go at the same time, and I finally.
That's funny. Dude,
and I knocked
Wild Arms 1.
Wild Arms 1? Yeah, I knocked them both out within a day of each other. Yeah, I knocked it.
Oh, that's so fun.
Knocked them both out within a day of each other. Finally,
you beat it?
Yeah,
I need to do that. I played maybe 5 or 6 hours like 2 weeks ago. I was like, man, I have like all the Wild Arms except for 5. That's the only
same
one.
Here.
Really?
Yeah, really? Same here.
Yeah, I have all of them but 5, and I've been like,
I've got all of them.
I've played the first one, and I enjoyed it, but it was only a couple hours, so I was like, all right, let's go back years later and try it again and try to see what I thought of it. And man, the first one's fun as fuck, man. It's great.
And it just the setting of it is just like such a refreshing thing. It's not just fantasy, extra fantasy old, like it doesn't just feel like I'm playing a Final Fantasy clone. Like it's its own thing in the Wild West and shit. Like that's what really gripped me about it, and what's made me always really want to like get into the series.
Hell yeah.
Like I said, I have all of them, and it's like, man, why do I even have these? I'm not playing. Like they look so awesome. Play me, son of a bitch. So I finally was just like, fuck it, I'm throwing this in.
So Chris, is it going to be me or you that robs him for Wild Arms 5?
No, try it.
Flip a coin.
You're closer.
I guess I should be happy the border is closed at the moment now for the first time ever. But yeah, I want to keep going with the series. I absolutely loved it. It's
4 is the one that intrigues me. It's funny because that's the divisive one. That's the one where people are like, oh, well, the combat changed. And then I see the combat and I'm like, dude, that looks right up my fucking alley. And a lot of people love the combat on 4. I'm excited to play that one. I really want to get into that one.
And I never come across them either. So all of them, I've ordered a couple of them, but 3, I think I've had like 3 copies of 3. So that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I found all of them in the wild.
I've found all of them in the wild too, and I have a couple guides too. Recently, I got 3. Shit, I can see them from here. I got Wild Arms. I think it's 3 and 4 guides that I got at Picker's Paradise, which is like an antique mall type thing where everybody's got different booths. And
I got
surprisingly, found those for $5 each, man.
Yeah, I got nothing like that around here. I get the collection I have is actually. I'm more impressed from my collection knowing that most of it I got locally, with how shitty, like there wasn't many places to buy games besides used from the rental store around here. So the fact that I've amassed the shit from just most of it from my local area is impressive to me. And I know no one else would get it unless they also live here.
Well, Dan's one of my good friends, and he lives in Canada, and like, yeah, I am so impressed by his collection, but it's mostly because friends help him out. Like friends from the U.S., like they're always shipping and shit. And, because if it was up to just him, like Roaming Band's collection would probably be tiny. Like it's near impossible. It's so expensive up there, and then shipping to Canada. Fuck, man.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I'm right on the border because I can get everything shipped to my border. As you know, like we've done trades.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah, you're right.
And I'm
yeah.
like, I'm not going to make you ship to Canada and pay like $40 more when I can just take a 5-minute drive and go get it.
The last time I shipped to Dan, it was a box this big. It's hard to tell right here. It's a box this big. It was the priority box, the medium one.
Yeah,
$55 fucking. And then RBK just sold him a box, which was the next size up, the large box, $72.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Just like I was caught off guard. Usually the shipping when I do trades with anyone, like I've shipped all over the States from my border box, and it's like $10 at the most. And then randomly when I sent you that Millennium Falcon out of nowhere, it was like 60 something bucks. And I was like, God damn, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
but that's one advantage I have, and that's what's been bumming me out so much about the border being closed. Is like, man, I'm like cut off from my main supply. Because I've shopped this town. I've shopped this town dry, and the only thing that helps me around here is I know like pretty much the other what I would say 2 major collectors, and everyone in this town knows that I love video games.
Yeah, you gotta have a local community.
Yeah, like everyone's like, oh yeah, you still collect that old shit? I found some stuff, and they're just like, I barely know them. I'm like, cool, man.
That's why I started Sorg. I started Sorg because of completely selfish reasons. I wanted to trade games because back in the day I used to trade toys with my friends, and I was like, man, does anybody trade games? And I wanted to learn about games and blab about games.
Yeah. And
it's worked out for me because now, there's this big Southern Oregon thing that's like I wouldn't get nearly the games that I do if it wasn't for the community.
Well, did you start that trade night thing throughout your area?
Yeah, that only got stopped by COVID. We were having massive trade nights where people were scoring, just tons and tons of games, and we'd have food and beer depending on where we'd have it, and people would go outside and smoke weed, and like it was the greatest trade nights ever. So much fun, especially Jackson Creek because you can just buy beer and talk about games and get good food. Like it was awesome.
That was probably also the tightest thing about working at Walmart is because everyone has to go to Walmart at some point. They're like, so when you make a deal, they just drop it off at Walmart. For me, and I'd see everyone, so people would always be like, "Hey, man, oh yeah, I just found I don't really know you, but you collect like Super Nintendo shit." I'm like, I absolutely collect Super Nintendo shit. Today's best friend.
Yeah. And Dude, I get recognized at yard sales now. Just the other day, a lady took my number because she was like, I'm pretty sure I sold you games like 2 years ago at a yard sale and you bought, an N64, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, yeah, that kind of sounds familiar. So I gave her my card. I have actual Nintenjoel cards, with my number and everything. And she was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've sold you. That happens to me quite a bit.
Oh, the callback from the garage sale never happens, though. And I actually had someone say, "Oh, because you always do the ask," and they're like, "Oh, I think I might. I'll take your number if I find it."
Yeah. And
then you're like, "Yeah, I'm never gonna hear from you again." And like I had it happen one time where the lady called back and she's like, "You we're moving, and I found a bunch of Game Boy stuff. And do you remember my?" And I'm like, "I actually remember that garage sale. Barely. It was like 4 years ago." And that's how I got my like mint box Game Boy and like a big stack of Game Boy games. This lady's like,
oh man,
I just used to play it, and it was just like, she's like, oh man, just because it took so long to get back to you, I don't know, like $10. And I was like, you got it.
Wow. Okay. So first off, jelly of your Game Boy inbox. That's something I've been after for years because again, that was the only one that my parents got me, and I don't know what happened to the box or any of my Game Boy boxes. So I want that one, but I've had a hard time coming up with one. And then also. Usually you never get a call back, but I have one story. This was years ago too. One story that was so fucking badass. I went to a yard sale literally around the corner and like down a block. I lived just around the corner, and I went to the sale, and I never leave without asking about games. Doesn't matter if they have anything electronic out or not. I always ask. You never fucking know. I got a Wii U yesterday for $20 because I asked.
Right?
And
like people underestimate the power of the ask.
Yeah, you never know, and sometimes multiple asking, "Oh, are you sure you don't have Game Boy or DS?" And they're like,
"Oh yeah, you gotta name it off because they think all you want is like PS4." And you're like,
"Yeah, exactly." They're like,
actually,
I
don't.
Everything before that was trash, like no,
I actually consider probably what you have for PS4 trash.
Right.
I want what you have for Super Nintendo that you think is actual trash. And
right. Exactly. So,
it's actually out in the alley in the can.
All I have is this copy of Lester the Unlikely. I'll take it.
All I have are these Sega CD games. What the hell was a Sega? Yeah. So, anyways, I went to this one yard sale. This was probably over 5 years ago, but I'll never forget it because it was like so close. And I was like, "Hey, do you have games?" And she was like, "You know what? I do have games." She's like, "I think it's an N64, and I think I have like maybe 8 games for it. Give me your number, and I'll call you tomorrow." And I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." Literally got a call at like 8 in the morning the next morning, woke me up, and I usually had my phone silenced too. Woke me up, and I'm like, "Hello?" And she's like, "Hey, you went to my yard sale yesterday, and you asked about video games. Well, I just found it, and it's N64, and I got like 6 or 7 games." I was like, "Cool. I'll be there in just a few minutes." It was right around the corner. I was like, whatever. So I got dressed, went around the corner, figured if it was
dressed, I would have been over there in my pajama pants.
Right. I figured if it was nothing, I'll go back.
Your boxer briefs.
No big deal. So I go over there. It's not an N64. It's a fucking Super Nintendo, and it's got like Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, Super Metroid, Legend or Secret of Mana. It was like all the classics and like Mario All Stars. It was like 7 games. And a Super Nintendo. I don't know how she got N64 from that. That's why I'll never forget it. And I was like, "What do you want for this?" And she was like, "I'm expecting, I don't know, $50. I'll never forget it. She was like, "I don't know, $8? And I was like, "Where the fuck did you come up with 8? Fucking sold. Handed her a 10, didn't take the change back, left home, and was like, couldn't go back to sleep.
And then you're remembering it now, and you're like, "You know what? I'm gonna call her up. I want that $2." She ripped me the fuck off.
Yeah, times are tough.
That was the one time a call back was just like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me." From N64 to Super Nintendo with a bunch of RPGs and good games for $8. I'll never forget that.
Absolutely, it was like my favorite RPG pickup that ended up being like less than $5 a game, and I got like most of my like awesome RPGs out of that same thing. I'm not going to go into it, but it's on the channel here. I think it's like Corpse Flood, Game Flood episode like 4, I believe, and it's like just ridiculous stuff. And I did the math, and it ends up being like $5 a game. And I'm like, all these games are like
that's so badass.
At the time, they were all ridiculous, so I'm sure they're ungodly expensive now.
No,
with the COVID price. So yeah, that was all I played. So.
Oh yeah, going back to what we were talking about. Chris is falling asleep.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just basking in it.
Don't fall asleep.
That's my
fucking Carol Baskin.
That's my fart you're basking in. Carol basking in.
Before we get into our pickups, let's do some highlights.
Ooh.
You want to start with the VR highlight, Chris, before you fall asleep?
Yeah, I'm not falling asleep. I'm not Peter Bateman. Okay,
so relaxed.
Yeah.
So this is also a game I'm currently playing. I got it. It showed up yesterday in the mail.
Yeah.
And I was playing it all night last night, and I texted you about it too. I was literally like when I'm at home, I have like a night shirt that I wear and like a pair of like sweatpants that I wear.
Color.
I was playing this last night. And I swear to God, when I took my VR helmet off yesterday, I had to peel my fucking shirt off of me.
Yeah.
I was sweating. I didn't even realize I was sweating as much as I was.
Goddamn.
But I was like peeling this thing. I was like, fucking shit, it's getting caught around my neck.
Is he playing Ring Fit Adventure sitting down? Like,
I was playing Vader Immortal.
Oh. Shit, I played that.
And I haven't even actually played the story mode yet. I was playing the Trials.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I haven't played a VR game in quite a while, but this was the one that I really have been looking forward to playing because like there's been lightsaber type games like on the Wii where you use the Wii mode as the lightsaber and they don't work.
Yeah.
It works here.
Yeah, it works. I don't know. I was really looking forward to it. I was a little disappointed when I played it a couple months back. We talked about it, and you're like, I was like, still get it because you're gonna get every Star Wars game anyway. But
Yeah,
I was like, I want to talk about it when you do because I was like, as the actual story one, it was like it just felt real brief when you actually use the lightsaber.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, like it was.
But like I said, I haven't even played the story mode yet. I've been trying to beat the trials.
Yeah, the trials are fucking nuts.
Yeah, I'm on number 39. I think there's 40. And I'm on 39, and 39 I was playing 39 all morning. It is tough as hell.
From the sounds, it's pretty strenuous. You sound like me when I was playing.
Well, you know what? As a guy who's being constantly told by his doctor that he's gotta work out and exercise and try to lose some of these boobs that I got, you know, my moobies. And it's also 100 degrees out here, and I'm not willing to go outside and die.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is gonna probably be my workout regime now.
Sweet.
But yeah, when it comes to the VR, it's really someone's fucking shooting a gun or lighting up some fireworks out here. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But
it's Chicago, those are gunshots.
Chicago.
Welcome to Chirac, bitches.
Oh, that's fun, dude. It's funny you guys mentioned that. I saw a video the other day that was like 2 minutes long, and it was Chicago sounds at night, and it was literally like, I guess there was a gang battle or something, and it was literally gunshots for 2 minutes. And I thought of you, Chris.
Aww.
You should watch it.
Just look it up. It's like Chicago at night.
Nothing like that ever happened. I don't live downtown. I live like in a little
figured you didn't
area.
live in that area.
No,
it's like 4 a.m, and you just mess.
I live in an area that's north of the south side. But the worst thing that's ever happened in my area is when I first moved in. Some drunk guy decided to walk across the street and got hit by a car.
Well,
that was the worst. That's the worst thing that's happened out here.
That's not bad. But well, I just pictured like it being like 4 a.m. our time, and all of a sudden you just get a message from Nintenjoel, be safe.
But anyway, Vader Immortal. It's really immersive. I really like the lightsaber controls. They work really, really well. The only problem is I think I need to move my camera back a little bit further to get like a wider view of me. Because I'll try to do like a high block, and also my hand will go.
Yeah, the rubber arm. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even the trials are super fun. I mean, and I keep trying it over and over again because it's entertaining as hell.
Yeah, they're pretty.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to actually getting into the story mode of it. But as just from the trials alone, I'm recommending it.
Perfect.
And yeah, this just came out. Like this has been a DL or a digital game for like the longest time.
Yeah, I went on a little bit of a sale, and I was like, I need to play it. Do it up.
I've never played a VR game.
Oh my god, this!
If you get
super curious, but
if you get a deal on it, snatch one up, man.
The only reason I have a PSVR is because of this guy right here.
Super Neighbor Bros.
Texted me at work one day. Yeah, there's a guy on Facebook Marketplace that's selling his PSVR for like $125.
Oh damn!
Yeah, I'm like I won't sit.
And then I had 3 at once. I remember like taking a picture of me wearing one, and then there's like 2 more right above it. And I'm just yeah. And then I'm like, well, I wish I got a better picture of that because when am I ever gonna have 3 PSVRs again?
Yeah,
but it's like a really.
Well, yeah. This is my recommendation for this episode. It's a lot of fun, and like I said, I haven't even played the story mode yet at all. So,
well, goddamn. Well, while we're in the highlights mood, Joel, being our guest, we always let the guests do a movie highlight. What you want to talk about?
Well, I don't think it's anything we're going to talk about for a long time because it's like such a weird, random action movie. It's not like plot heavy, but
want to hear about it.
It was Snowpiercer, which I think started from like a manga or a comic book, and then it got a movie, and now it's got a show, which I think Chris said it's in multiple seasons now, and it was such an odd movie. It was very I don't know, lost for words. It was very all over the place.
Captain America eats a baby.
You know what it reminded me of, and you guys are probably gonna kill me for this because it's not nearly as good, but it kind of reminded me of some Fifth Element shit, where you got action, you got humor, you got darkness, you got some weird like plot that you don't know what the fuck is going on, and like it was very odd, like Fifth Element, in the fact that it was like, what do I take this movie? What genre do you put this movie in?
Where do I put this on the rental store shelf?
Yeah, it's weird. It's really strange. It's like it's got like social commentary,
political commentary.
It's like a bunch of different and an action movie too.
And it's like things are super serious, and then somebody says something super quirky, out of line, and funny.
Blam blam blam.
You're like, what?
Like what? You're like, what the fuck?
And
like, oh my god, I just hammered somebody to death. Let's have some sushi.
Right. Yeah. And then the story was really cool, but it's just like,
I'm picking it up.
I don't know. This was not the last movie I watched. It was just the last movie that really had this weird impact on me, where I was like, I'm not sure what to think, but I'm recommending it to people.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think. Make sense of it and tell me about it.
Yeah, it's really weird. There's like a train. It's like the end of the world. The world's frozen over. And the only way people have been able to survive is like this rich tycoon had the like foresight to build this train track that goes around the world. And this train of survivors is just going around the world constantly.
Okay.
And there's like
snow areas. It's impenetrable snow.
It's impervious to the cold outside because the guy saw what was coming and was like preparing for it. And when the snowpocalypse finally hit, he was like completely prepared.
They call me crazy. Who's crazy?
There's like the front of the train is reserved for all the wealthy, and the rear of the train was reserved for all the poor. And there's like this war. There's like this social war going on.
What they eat too. Remember what the food?
Yeah, I remember what they were eating.
Yeah, it's super like.
It's really it starts off being like a war of the classes. But it just gets deeper and deeper. It's a strange movie.
So much more.
Well, I will be checking it out because
it stars Chris Evans is the star of it.
Oh wait, so you haven't seen it, Jason?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh man, yeah, you got to watch it.
It's good, but be prepared. It's kind of all over the map, but in a good way.
It's a strange one to recommend, and I've recommended it to other friends too. And I was like, this is a weird recommendation, but at the same time, it's very entertaining. So, I mean, if anything, take away from that. It's very entertaining.
There's 2 Marvel stars in it.
And you're going to be surprised. Just no matter what, you're going to be like, what the fuck, multiple times. Who's the other star in it?
The ancient one from Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay.
Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton, yeah.
The woman with the weird teeth that's always telling them how to do shit. And
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah, she was in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, anybody watching, and Jason, definitely watch Snowpiercer. It's an odd one, but in a very good way. And like I said, it reminds me of Fifth Element.
It's like dark Fifth Element.
Yeah, it's not the same, but it's very similar in the fact that it's like it can go from one genre to the next very, very quickly. You're going to see some almost horror elements. You're going to see some humor that's very dark, and then you're going to see some super actiony bits, and then you're going to see some drama. And like Chris said, some political commentary and some social commentary. And it's
a whole bag of shit.
It's good. It's
pretty interesting, and I'm interested now in the show because I feel like that's definitely.
How do you prolong that for multiple seasons?
Well, because there's so many different areas. There's probably episodes that are all on political intrigue and stuff like that, and then there's some episodes that are probably all action. You guys remember Battlestar Galactica, the newer Battlestar Galactica? That fucking show is one of my favorites ever, and it was the same type of thing where every episode was like there was maybe a political social commentary in one episode, and the next one was all about the Vipers like fighting Cylons, and then the next episode was about exploring a planet. And yeah, it was just all over. Very good movie. Cool movie. Just odd.
Well, you got me intrigued. I'll be checking it out.
Nice. Let me know what you think.
You know what I think right now, though? I think we better start showing these pickups because
I know this has been a long podcast.
Crowded.
There's gonna be some edits in there.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some. I'm gonna let Joel go first. What do you got there, buddy?
Oh God, you want me to go first? What do you want me to?
The guest.
Do I just go or like
a cordial? Yeah, just whatever you want, man.
I have a table.
We're all over the place on this podcast.
Okay, table full of shit. Before we started, I showed off this guy. This is a Batman Build-A-Figure I got at a yard sale. Literally in a bag of figures for $5, and he's like a $75 Build-A-Figure Samurai Batman. Super sweet. Super sweet.
I'm gonna need you to put that in an envelope and send to me.
If you want to do a trade, hit me up because I'm not into Batman, so that would be badass, actually.
Sweet.
I'm trading at Wild Arms.
I won't show you guys the rest of those Batman figures, but let's see. Finally, I guess I'll just get into the G.I. Joe shit. Jesus Christ. All right, G.I. Joe. Mini vehicles. If you guys saw my post on Facebook where I called these Micro Machine knockoffs, a dude got pissed off at me and called me a racist. What? It's a funny story. But he's like, you're basically like a Trumper, and you probably call all Hispanics Mexicans. And I'm like, dude, of all people you're talking to, I am half Mexican. Like, straight up, you are. This is hilarious, and I posted it everywhere. It was funny. Anyways, because I called these knockoffs. They're not knockoffs. They're by, what are these?
They're their own separate thing, and they're very special.
Jada thing, but Snowcat.
They're from Hasbro.
The history shit. But they're the size of Micro Machines. Super cool.
That is cool.
I got G.I. Joe, Cobra Commander. This is the last series that came out, not classified. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, those men. I don't know. They had a couple of those at our Walmart, and I was just like, yeah. I'd want to check them out if they weren't the price of the big figure. I was
right.
Like,
these are like
they wanted yeah, man. They wanted like almost I think it was like $20 for one of those, the Canadian.
Well,
so
okay, Canadian. Yeah, that makes sense. But these are this is the last line. They're the same size as a real American hero line of the 80s and 90s. So same size, just not as good plastic, but hard to find. And then I got Snake Eyes, which is badass. He comes with so many accessories.
5 million weapons. What the fuck?
No,
dude, the silencers
that's my boy.
here. These are silencers right here. They're fucking tiny.
Yeah, that's the one. When I said I saw ones that I'd want to collect. That's what I meant. Snake Eyes.
Yeah,
hold on. I'll move my head, and you can see my G.I. Joe collection right now. There he is. Classified Snake Eyes. That's it.
Well, check out.
He's very lonely on the shelf.
So this is the classified Snake Eyes.
When Snake Eyes is alone on the shelf, does he go?
This is the $6. This is the 6-inch figure. Here, let me get my napkin for my whiskey. Oh, there you go. Yeah, same dude. Same dude. There you go.
Yeah, yep, the only one I bought.
Okay, so I have a few more of these. I have the Cobra Trooper, which goddamn, he is.
These are
real.
I'm in a Minnesota toy group, and whenever there's a new release, there's everyone like, I'll trade like 5 figures for the new guy that like literally just came out.
They're so hard to get.
Because when they first come out, they're getting jacked up in price immediately, but then like stock fills out, and they're like, yeah, you can just go to the store and it'll be there.
I got these 2 locally from a dude that I just randomly started talking to in GameStop, and he lived down the street from me. Just random. And I traded him a Build-A-Figure for him. And then I got, all right, so here's the real shit. I finally found some classified. I feel like I showed this off in a pickup video. There's Scarlet, 6-inch, badass, absolutely beautiful.
Up to this to the camera closer.
Huh?
Hold her up to the camera.
Right? It's all about that picture right there. Well,
one of my pickups just did a backflip off my
come on
off my microphone because he's been sitting there for about 2 weeks.
She's beautiful.
Amy is.
She's
like
so
the package art's amazing too. Like on the back of the.
Oh, I know. Yeah, the back art is crazy. So
like I'd buy a poster of that. I'm not even huge into G.I. Joe. That's just an awesome
G.I. Joe, and I'd want that on my wall.
Yeah. So we got G.I. Joe. We got Zartan. He's
shit.
He's got the extra face.
If you put him in the water, does he change color?
He does not change color. He's got the extra face, and it goes in the backpack, which is super cool. He's hard to find. He instantly is being resold right away. I got lucky on him.
I should have picked him up when I saw him at Walmart the other day because I don't think anyone around here knows they're going for crazy shit yet. And
there's only a couple collectors around here.
Like pre-lockdown, we had none of those.
Yeah.
And then like when lockdown let up, all of a sudden there was like 5 or 6 different ones, and I was like, wow,
that's cool.
And I was like, I don't need to be collecting more shit right now.
Yeah, same. But I love G.I. Joe. So here's the Red Ninja. Also kind of hard to find. Pretty badass. Lots of weapons.
Yeah, they all come with
Ninja Turtle weapons.
Yeah, they don't come in. They don't come in that little like triangle or the rectangle that you'd have to snap all the Ninja Turtle things off of.
Oh yeah,
Those
yeah,
little-
the sprue.
Yeah.
Like models. Yeah, so we got Cobra Commander. I actually have 2 of these guys if anybody needs one. But I picked them up because I was like, damn, they're gonna get hard to find, and I just happened to find them locally. So
Yeah, there's a
Cobra
couple
Commander.
versions of them too. I think they got out.
They
There's
look
a
like Joseph
different-
Gordon-Levitt.
There's a different version of this guy that has like gold on him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
and also actually there's a different version.
Destro.
Of
There's like a pimp Destro one too.
I used to be Dr. Mindbender.
So badass.
Yeah.
This Scarlet actually has a different version. She's darker and has like different paint on her.
Yeah.
And then
That's the newer one, right? The other one.
This is the older one. This is
that's the older one. Oh, okay.
The newer one has darker paint on it, which
Okay.
seems crazy because she's already got some pretty dark paint. And then this is the other version of this guy. This is the trooper, or infantry. This is the infantry. He's the all blue one.
Oh, okay.
Not much difference, but he's in box. Dude, look at that! Look at that art. I mean,
Yeah.
come
Yeah, man.
on,
That
so badass.
it's like what GI Joe fans have wanted for years. Like you finally, we're
look
finally
at-
getting figures that worthy of our fandoms. I find like
yeah,
it just in general,
yeah,
especially
it's-
from Hasbro. That's
Yeah,
what it's
if
just
this
great.
came out when I was a kid, I would have flipped my fucking shit.
Hasbro.
Hasbro. And then my two newest ones, I got lucky. I scored these at Target and was not expecting that at all because Target's pick clean all the time. I got Lady J. Fuck yeah, she got tons of accessories with like missiles that screw on.
It's Adrian Palicki.
Everyone's going crazy for Major Blood and what's the other one?
I need Major Blood.
Yeah.
And then I got Flint, which is funny because I pre-ordered Flint and
Oh yeah,
GameStop-
he was at our Walmart. Yeah.
the GameStop called me like a week ago and was like, your Flint came in, but the package is destroyed, so we're going to try to order you a new one. And then the next day I found this guy, so I might have another Flint. I might actually open him up and check him out loose. And then we got some Real American Hero figures. We've got Roadblock version 5, I believe.
Wants a body massage.
Definitely cool as fuck, but his hand is fucked up.
Was pork chop
We got
sandwiches.
Globulus with his giant tail from the movie.
Enforcer!
Yeah, no, well, yeah. This is Globulus, but I need Enforcer. I used to have a Nemesis Enforcer. His tail's
That's
also-
the only line of dialogue he had in that movie that they made about them.
I'm pretty sure. And
All
then
he
we
ever said
got-
was Nemesis Enforcer.
I want to say this is Star Viper from the Stiletto, which is fucking cool as shit. Stoked to get this guy. Pilots and drivers kind of harder to get, and yeah, Star Viper pretty fucking cool. And then let's see, we got random pickups. There's my buddy Kicked Me Down. I'm a huge Shadowrun fan. I got a Shadowrun tattoo. Shadowrun
The movie.
Shadowrun little metal figures from like D&D type because there's
Wicked.
D&D.
Tabletop game.
Run
yeah.
script.
Yeah, so we got Shadowrun, some orcs or trolls. I think they say Sasquatch, which is funny because I've been obsessed with Sasquatch lately. And then we've got 2 arcade machines. I got this one
In Canada.
yesterday. Pac-Man
Sweet.
still works. And this is crazy. I showed this in one of my last pickup videos. This is a full port of Mortal Kombat 1 in a tiny arcade.
I got that boxed in the other room.
I
Nice.
see that. I seen that. Yeah.
It's the Genesis version.
It's a full port. It's absolutely insane. And then the last toy.
I'm more
I
stoked
have-
on it knowing that it's a Genesis port now.
Yeah.
Oh wait, not
I'm like,
last.
I'll
toy
let you
I
know
have.
some of the moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last toys. No, I got a couple more. So Z-Bots. This one I've had before. This guy I've never seen before. A couple Z-Bots that my buddy Richard Bryan.
And then Battle Beast, man.
Badass.
All the Battle Beasts are back there. Look,
I see him. Yep.
Yeah. And then the last one. This is a cool story. There's a dude named Jason that lives in Northern California. I live in
There
Southern
can
Oregon.
be only one.
And so we sometimes give each other information. And one day I ran across a yard sale
information
in Northern
broker.
California that I could not get to, and it was full of retro toys. I couldn't believe the ad. I was pissed that I couldn't get to it. So I told my buddy Jason about it, and he went to it, and he scored everything there for like $400. And we're talking thousands. It had Dino Riders in there, for fuck's sake. It had all kinds of crazy shit. But most importantly, it had a bunch of mask figures and vehicles in near perfect shape.
Oh, shit.
And because of me
Mask.
kicking him down
Oh, God.
because of him kicking me down, me kicking him down that address, he came over a couple days later and said, "I got something for you, man. Kick down," and it's fucking this massive toy, just almost perfect shape. Couple little tiny things missing, but it's even got the original dude.
We had all those when I was a kid.
Literally one of my favorite toys of all time. Now I cannot stop staring at it.
The motorcycle that turned into a helicopter was always my favorite.
I love that one too. That one's good too. So that's all the toy pickups. If you want to get into other pickups, cool. But that's
you can get into whatever you
want.
Man. That's what we're all about.
Get deep in it.
Or do you want to take turns and go to you guys' pickups, and I'll do the music?
Right. Let's go, Chris. Yeah, Chris, and then you can go. Then we'll go back to you. Then you guys have to promise not to fall asleep during mine.
Jesus,
no promise.
Lengthy.
Well, for once, I don't have any movies.
What? Oh yeah.
Like I said, this is a June and July are dry months for me.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of spending money.
So you don't. Oh, I thought you meant you don't get drunk and go on like.
No, I don't turn into Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5.
No, you just drunk movie purchases.
Yeah. No, that's Tony. That's back in the day gamer. But I think I talked about it last time that I bought that new PlayStation 3, and I've been going through my entire library and updating all the games before the shop goes down.
Yeah, we were both doing that.
Yeah. And while I was doing that, it was kind of like when I was doing those collection live streams, where I'm realizing the gaps that I have in my collection and things that I want to get rid of and all that. So I'm going through the collection, and I thought I had this, and it turns out I didn't. Wow. So I'm updating my copy of Crysis 2, and I was like, I thought I had a copy of Crysis 3, but I don't. Because I could have sworn I had it, but I didn't.
Huh.
So I picked up a copy of Crysis 3 for, I think, $10, which is not bad. But at first-person shooter, can your PC even run Crysis 2?
Yeah.
There's that joke that was going around for the longest time. It was like, can your PC even run Crysis?
Yeah, the first one was melting.
Yeah, it was melting people's PCs. First person shooter. I really liked what I played. I have the original Crysis on my Xbox 360. I have it downloaded.
I actually have a statue from the third one.
Really?
That I got at a Dollarama.
Cool.
That's just to do with the bow and arrow. It's just his torso up and
that's the cover. So there you
go. That's literally. While you keep going, I'm going to grab and show you.
I was thrilled about that. And then I have another game in this series, and I realized I didn't have this one. I have this for the Vita though, but I want to have it for a console. I had Sonic and All Stars Racing, but I didn't have Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed.
Those games are fun.
This is the one where you get to play as either Danica Patrick or Wreck-It Ralph.
I played the shit out of the first one a lot.
This one I remember I like because your vehicle's always changing forms, like a Transformers. That's pretty cool.
For $3, I was like, yeah, give me that, even though I haven't played the game yet. I played the second one a lot though. I love the second one.
Yeah, I still got to play through the series. So now I can because I have all three. And then I've been on a Sonic kick lately. If you saw my pickup posts from Instagram and my Facebook account, I picked up a bunch of Sonic games at the same time as I picked that up.
Sweet.
And when I was updating the first game in this series, I was just kind of like, I don't have any of the sequels to that, do I? I probably should get them because this looks pretty cool. So I picked up Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen.
Yeah.
A lot of people really like that game. One of my friends got super addicted to that game. I traded it to him, and he just...
I don't know if it's... Is it an RPG, or is it a dungeon crawler, or is it like a third-person action game?
It's an RPG, but it's also exploratory, and you also get other characters that...
It's like an action RPG.
back you up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought there's another game in the series, too, somewhere.
Well,
Dragon's Dogma was originally released on 360 and maybe something else, and then this Dark Arisen is, I think, the same game but with just a bunch of extra shit.
Yeah, because I have the first Dragon's Dogma, the original one, on PS3.
There's a 360 game that did kind of the same shit, where they released a better version of the same game in the same. What the hell is it called?
Kind of like Persona 5 and
Divinity 2. Yeah, Divinity 2 did it.
Yeah.
There was Igor Draconis, and then there's another one, and whatever the second, it was a re-release of it.
Second one. It's Divinity 2 Original Sin.
Yeah.
Huh. So I don't know. I don't know if those are two separate games or what. But
yeah, I don't know. Huh,
Yeah,
weird.
Yeah.
And then my buddy, your buddy, our buddy, Sega Blocks.
Everyone's friend.
Oh yeah, we all know Sega Blocks.
I sent him a message and I was like, hey, I've got this idea for like an entire month's worth of videos, like a video a day for a whole month thing. And I'm looking for people to do like the bumper for the beginning of each of the videos. So Nintenjoel, I remember, I think I asked you for one too.
You did ask me, and I haven't got it to you yet.
That's cool. It's a while away, so it's not like I need them right now.
Please remind me.
Still give me daily reminders that I'm a giant piece of shit.
Ditto. Yeah.
And not even as a reminder, just
flush.
like, hey, you big piece of shit, welcome to Tuesday. And they'll be like, oh, yes, I am a piece of shit. Thank you for...
Anyway.
Record.
So, yeah. I messaged him to ask him for one, and he was just like, hey, by the way, do you have a PS5? I'm like, no. I tried to get one. I gave up because I tried for like 2 weeks, and no, it didn't happen. He's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm going to send you this anyway because I have like a box of them. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, I'm going to send you a copy of Demon Souls.
That's so funny. He sent me the same thing. I have a sealed copy of Demon Souls.
He had like a box of them.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
What did I do to this guy?
Where am I in this equation? Yeah, I was actually going to throw him because I don't have a PS5 either. And he was like, that's all right. Just trade it or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I might put that in a giveaway.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to get one eventually. And I've always, I want to play this because I have the PS3 version, but it's basically unplayable now because it's not online anymore.
Well, you just can't summon help.
Yeah.
That's why Church refused to play the copy I gave him. And I was like, oh, man, I'm so glad I give you guys gifts.
So yeah, I was like, I'll take a free fucking PS5 game. This is $70 right here. So
yeah.
And for free, I'm like, thank you, you're awesome. And
I've only got one PS5 game, and it's the other one you have.
Which I have like 4.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. Sorry, Captain and Head Start. But,
well, don't forget, I was buying the games thinking I was going to be able to get a PS5 during that vacation I had.
Yeah, Terminator Resistance.
No, Terminator Resistance,
the collector's edition. I think they're sending it out apparently because they sent me an email like, hey, if your address changed, let me know.
Yeah, they've been sending me messages about that.
You got yours, though, didn't you?
No, I'm talking. They sent me messages like that about Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I still haven't gotten it yet.
Oh, man. I missed that. I almost don't care.
It's probably going to be at Best Buy. They'll have it at Best Buy.
Right. I kind of care.
That's a fun game.
It's a good game.
Never played it, and I saw the movie once, and it was literally like 3 years ago, and I was like, all right. I was kind of drunk.
No, the game is like one of the best like beat 'em ups I've played.
Oh, okay. Well,
it was like
I'll look forward to Best Buy.
Yeah, it was at the beginning of when like
the retro thing,
the ridiculous tide of like retro styled games came out. Like,
yeah, it was I think one of the ones that started that whole trend of like the retro style game.
Where you're like, damn, I missed the Super Nintendo all out of nowhere. You know, people who were like fine just only having the newest thing were like, maybe I'll collect retro now. Because I miss playing Streets of Rage and shit.
Get the fuck out of our hobby, you damn jumper honors.
I'm gonna what? Is
Jumperoni?
$400 a good price for Streets of Rage 1? Anyway, I'm gonna pay it anyway and put the fucking price up for everyone.
There was a guy selling a copy of what was that game? What was it like? I think it was like NBA in the Zone on the PS1. I was fucking around on eBay at work the other day because I was bored, and there's some guy that must have found like his dad's old video game collection and is selling them. There's a guy selling like an open copy of NBA in the Zone for like $550.
You mean trying to sell?
Yeah.
Snatch it up, pal.
What are you waiting for? Jesus.
But that's it for my pickups.
This is my reaction to you not picking it up.
You got the MODOK of shame.
That's the Mitch McConnell face right there. Mitch McConnell.
Looks like a turtle. Turtle.
We do that literally all day long at the house. In fact, my stepson started saying "mer" for no reason. We're like, "What are you doing that for?" He's like, "Mitch McConnell." Mer. Well, I've got something to say. Mer.
So what you got, Jason?
Yeah, what you got?
Oh fuck! What am I doing first? Toys or games? Games.
All of it at
once. All right.
Just throw them all up in the air.
Bravely Default 2 finally showed up.
Mine's still sealed, damn it.
Village, mine's sealed too because I haven't started it yet. Mass Effect finally showed up. So you know me bitching. I think the last episode about how those
Yeah.
were
Where more games?
pre-ordered, but Amazon was like, yeah, you'll get them by like July 12th, and I was like, oh, thanks guys. Nier Replicant.
Oh, I need that.
I need to start that immediately. As much as I love the last one, and I have the older version of it. Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne.
Yeah, boy.
13 Sentinels.
Finally.
Oh, that's on my want list.
Finally showed up, and it turns out that I got the art book.
Yep,
version.
that's the version I got.
And they didn't tell me that, so that's cool.
I need that game.
It went stupid price for a little bit, like it's probably like $30 over like original price. So I was like, no, I'll wait till that goes cheaper. I guess I just missed out. And then it went down like $20 below, and I I was like, there we go.
That's the stuff.
That's what Daddy like. And
that's what champions are made out of.
since we can shop in store again, finally, I celebrated by just grabbing this randomly. Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning.
Dude, I have heard so many good things about that. I also have the sealed copy of that. I've heard so many goddamn good things about that. And all at the same time, like 3 or 4 friends at the same time are like, this game is fucking tits. So
yeah, I had the original one on the 360 when it came out. And I loved it. So I was like, you know what, for like $15 or whatever it was, I was like, I'll grab another one. And my wife watches it, but my daughter is super into this game series right now. So I thought I had this game, but I didn't pick it up. Luckily, they still had a copy for like $4
say hello
of My Hero One's Justice.
That's the anime one?
Yeah, like of that My Hero Academia anime. And my daughter is like all over it. Like she's watched, and I think she started watching like 2 months ago, and she's watched all of it. And now it's on to like the every other week or something, a new episode. So she just like watches it and like, oh, I'm caught up. I thought she was like I thought there was a lot of episodes still to go, but yeah, we watched the first like 2 together, and I was like, oh, that's our show we watched together. And then like a couple days later, she's watching like episode 50, and I'm like, guess I missed out, huh? So yeah, that was my games I got. So I got that. It's kind of like a 3D like arena battler, like those kind of like the Dragon Ball Z games I think are, where it's
like the Naruto game I had was like that.
Yeah, where it's like 3D. It's not like like a traditional fighting game. It's like you're facing them. It's like playing a third person fighter. It's all right. I played a little bit of it with her, but her and my other daughter and my oldest son were apparently playing it all evening the other day when I went to work. So good purchase for the price. Are you sure you want me to start with these toys? I found
a hairy pussy.
If you're, are you guys sure that you want me to start with these toys? Because I'm going to start these toys. All right. First up, I grabbed the animated series Batmobile to go with the Michael Keaton Batmobile that I picked up a while ago. So that's cool. And keeping with Batman, the McFarlane designed Batman. That's not from like a comic or anything.
Pretty.
Finally showed up. I got a kind of a variant edition, like with some different weapons and shit a couple months ago. But yeah, I really like this Batman. It's pretty decent.
Hey, tell Beetlejuice back there to stop flashing me his crotch.
He's manspreading. Right? He's just sitting comfortable. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's male chauvinistic behavior.
And then I dogged all over these fucking gold figures. I already had the black and red version, but I was like, I don't care anymore.
Is he glowing?
That's actually pretty sick.
The gold Hellbat armor. I love it. Yeah,
his body is fuck, dude.
Yeah,
he needs like a pearl necklace too.
What kind?
Yeah. All right, so that's it for DC figures.
And now here's everything else.
I got a bunch of them.
Now here's a box of shit.
All right, we'll go with Marvel. So my friend down the street who also collects figures just randomly is like, "Hey, yo, you want this gray beast?" I was like, "Give me that gray beast." So
that sounds like something that would happen in alien porn. Do you want to see my gray beast? Yeah, I want your gray beast.
So he just gave me a deal on that.
Over my meats.
I was like, "Hey, I'll add him, whatever." And
with my green nipples, They demand it.
Finally, from the Marvel Legends, there's that Shang-Chi movies coming out, but for some movies they just put random other characters in with it, and I had no interest in any of the Shang-Chi figures, but I grabbed this. It's called Tony Stark hologram Iron Man, where I've got the Iron Man head on it, but he also comes with this like hologram looking Tony Stark head to make it make sense why he's called that.
Okay.
But I was just like, I just want a classic style Iron Man.
To give it reason, here's another head.
That's why I bought it, because I had like a classic style War Machine that I got a couple episodes ago, and I was like, he would go perfect with that. So yeah, that's what I bought.
Everybody needs a little head.
Yeah. You know what I love? Going to the arcades.
I thought you were gonna say Dazzler.
We got Arcade Pal. Arcade. He's kind of a dumb villain. He also had a long hair phase.
I liked his Super Nintendo game.
My first X-Men comic I read was like this little, like one of those like digest kind of like an Archie sized.
Oh, I like that
comic. Yeah, I got an X-Men comic of one of those.
Digest.
I had an X-Men one, and it was like pretty much a collection of like times the X-Men met up with Arcade. So I got kind of a nostalgia for this guy, although I do realize he's kind of a stupid villain, but whatever.
Now I know what Chris is talking about. Spider-Man Arcade's Revenge on Super Nintendo. Yeah. I forgot about that.
That game has the best fucking music.
So they're doing a villain wave right now, and I'm trying to get them all. And I've had a hell of a time because I wanted to go when we opened back up after the lockdown, where I could have got them all, but I got asked to work at my other job at 6 a.m, so I made it there probably 3 hours after open, and some of the shit was already picked. But I'm only missing one of this wave now. So next up is Dormammu, this cool.
Hey, I've come to bargain.
Light up Satan head. Exactly. And then we got
Devil head.
We got Secret Wars, Doctor Doom. I bought like that traditional, like Doctor Doom.
I like that color scheme.
Yeah, like the God King or whatever his name is, and he comes with this cool. Give
him a spaghetti dinner.
Yes, skull.
Holy crap! He's really Sub-Zero.
He's the fucking Predator. So I was like, oh, I'm good on Doctor Doom now. I don't need to get any Doctor Doom figures. They put any else out because it was like the classic style. But then I was like, I saw this one. I'm like, fuck. Well, we got to get the Secret Wars one. So I did. And then we got to go with my Wolverine rogues that I'm kind of trying to get all of. We got Lady Deathstrike. Scratch the shit out of your back.
Jesus Christ.
She
can give a mean job.
Yeah, I don't really collect MCU figures. I always want like the comic version if I can help it.
She could give a hand job to a blue whale.
Yeah. And also there's this guy I've never heard of. The Hood.
Oh, the Hood.
I've never fucking heard of this guy. But when you take the hood off him,
I like how he's just wearing like a jean jacket and he's wearing cargo pants and a jean jacket.
He's literally just an adult collector when the whole wave isn't on the shelf. What the fuck is going on here, guys? So I'm like, I can use this guy. When I saw him,
that's a male Karen right there.
Yeah. Fuck's sakes,
I'd like to speak to your manager.
Yeah. So
if I have empathy, I'll die.
He's good. He's gonna have
breathing problems. That's why I'm out in public.
Why would you ruin God's perfect breathing system?
So that's why I bought him, because he's gonna have other uses. And then finally, my friend that lives down the street that also collects Marvel Legends that I was talking about had picked up the one I wanted the most out of this wave, and then he decided he wanted his other version more. So I got Das Red Skull.
That's an act.
Yeah. And he's also got a cool.
Yeah, it looks like my face has been melted by acid. Yeah.
Fuck
yeah.
No. Yeah, I like crust. I take care of my team.
Come on.
Come on,
Marge. What the fuck?
In Germany and Austria, we have lots of fluoride in our water.
So, saying that, missing one. The only one I'm missing out of the villain wave is the AIM Scientist Supreme or whatever, which is whatever.
Supreme? Is that Dr. Fauci?
I don't know, man.
Yes.
So I got the Build-A-Figure missing an arm, so he just looks like an Empire Strikes Back Wampa.
Oh yeah.
But it's Zenmu, who I won't blame you if you've never fucking heard of.
Nope.
But he's like an ancient Titan being that is primarily like a Hulk villain,
AKA Sasquatch.
super strong. He can
he's a Sasquatchian.
He takes over. He's one of those people that like mentally enslaves people and shit. And then they go.
Wasn't he in the third Mummy movie?
I don't know, man. Who saw that? Who saw that shit to confirm? Who saw that shit?
My name is Yeti Man, and I like to eat yellow snow. Yes.
And then I got this other one that I'm very happy to add
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
the Kingpin.
That's a sick Kingpin figure.
Yeah, I like his black eye.
That doesn't look like Private Pile.
Yeah, he's got an alternate head too, where he's not beat up. But I love that shit. And then right after saying that I don't really like to pick up the MCU figures, I've always been a bigger fan of the white Vision rather than like the green and yellow and pink and shit. But I like he's a buddy of the Red Skull. Yeah, but I got the
also German, yeah.
I got the perfect Vision.
He's so perfect. Yeah,
but so I got the white
hair and blue eyes. Yeah,
I got the white Vision from WandaVision. I also have on order Wanda, but I can't seem to.
Dude, I can't get over her name because all I think about is Spawn. Wanda.
I just think of that band. I just reminds me of that band, WandaVision. And then I got this rad 2-pack. So yeah, also saying that I don't collect the live action versions of things. That doesn't count Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. I gotta have the fucking.
I like Magneto as much, but yeah, Professor X looks pretty badass.
Oh, I'd see him.
Like, I got a migraine, guys.
Well, basically, I got like
Somebody turn down the lights.
I got a bunch of figures in one though, because I also got like the heads for Fassbender, an unhelmeted version, Ian McKellen, so I could be Ian McKellen in whatever movie I
circumcised version.
I'm just gonna put Ian McKellen on this guy, and we just got old man Ian McKellen. That's good. We're good. And then we also got James McAvoy.
We're acting up.
And then we got Fassbender with the helmet. So essentially, I got all the versions of the movie guys. So that's pretty toy. And
like a toy guy.
I've only got we've seen a preview of the other face, but I also picked up not just because I like the new show, but we got MODOK.
And my girlfriend are just making fun of this character. What the fuck is that? What is going on here?
My kids absolutely love MODOK.
He's the Marvel version of Krang.
I want to know. I want to know
that's Dad. Dad's the man on the flying potty. That's Dad, the action figure.
I want to know where the macaroni and cheese goes in and where it digests to where the asshole is. There's got to be some.
It's obviously right here under the fire.
It's a fucking dune worm.
Yeah, so
but the opposite.
And actually, I like the Avengers game version of him better. It's pretty cool. I like the show. The show rightfully makes fun of him in all the right ways. If you've not checked it out, it's like Robot Chicken. And Patton Oswalt does the voice of MODOK. It's hilarious. It's pretty awesome. All right, and then the last one I got was Toxin.
Ooh,
sweet. Pretty awesome. I passed on him originally. Then I saw him in something, and I'm like, damn, I should have picked that up. But of course, like most of the Marvel Legends, he'd went up a bunch. I was like, damn it. And then they must have got a restock because he was actually like cheaper than retail. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna jump on that. Almost there, guys. All right.
Didn't you just say last one? You just said last one.
That was the last Marvel one.
Oh.
Technically.
Now we're on Transformers.
Then we got He-Man. Then we got Thundercats. Then we got Voltrons and
Silverhawks.
We got deep cover.
Isn't that just a blue sideswipe?
No.
It looks like Jazz.
Yeah, it is probably. But it's closer to sideswipe. And I got this 2-pack. I thought this was Barricade because like I was thinking of the Transformers movie where he's the police car.
Yeah.
I don't even remember these guys' names, honestly, but they're pretty fucking cool anyway. This guy's like, he can be a Autobot or a Decepticon, and I'm just noticing that while showing you because I never looked at his ass before. But those came in a 2-pack?
If you aren't checking out the ass of all of your Transformers, how do you even consider yourself a Transformers fan?
He only checks out the nips and the crotch.
The beeps.
He's a front.
And then I got this is one of the ones I ordered from my my store pickup.
Oh, that's badass.
It's basically he's basically a repaint of Ironhide, but I love the weathered look that the newer ones are getting for the Netflix series. And this guy's actually like part of like the Quintessons.
Is that Ratchet?
No, it's he's basically it prompted my next pickup here. That I was like, fuck, I don't have a decent Ironhide.
Oh, okay, Ironhide.
Yeah.
I get those two confused.
They're literally a fucking repaint of each other. But I got this, and I'm like, how do I not have Ironhide? And I have this guy, and I actually finally found Ironhide for a decent price, so I picked him up. Like I want to like this Netflix series is just like a dream come true for like a G1 collector. So like,
fuck G1.
So Chris will have no love for that. Speaking of Ratchet.
Okay, quick off topic, but you said Netflix. Did you guys see the trailer for the fucking new Masters of the Universe?
Yeah.
Dude, that's all I'm gonna say. Dude.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith, man. Kevin Smith.
Dude. Man, they're doing what needed to be done with that.
God's work.
Yeah, man. So speaking of Ratchet, actually,
I don't know. Frank Langella's not in it. I don't know.
I actually just watched this thing called it's a documentary about He-Man, and it's called like Eye of the Power or something. It's on Netflix.
Power of Grayskull.
Power of Grayskull, yeah, that's what it was. I was watching that earlier today. It's fucking awesome. Anyway, yeah. So speaking of Ratchet is
Ratchet is so Ratchet.
I was like, I've got all these other. I got like all the other what I would call mains, and I'm like, where the fuck's Ratchet? And I had to look him up, and that's how I found out that Ratchet is a fucking Walgreens exclusive. Guess what? We don't have in Canada. Walgreens. Guess what? Guess what's a super obscure place to have exclusive toys, but like a fucking.
I don't know. That Walgreens where I work still has that unicorn Doomslayer
drugstore. Yeah, it's like basically a drugstore with good toys. Like
apparently Walgreens. We have two in my town, and apparently they do carry these GI Joe classified guys. I haven't found them there yet, but
like
they have like half an aisle of toys.
It just sounds like a super obscure place to find exclusive toys. Like, to find them there, you'd be like, cool, but you're like, this is a Walgreens exclusive. They got a
Walgreens has an exclusive Tron figure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they're just trying to get in the toy game, and it's pissed me off because I can't get that. So now I feel like I've got an incomplete set. I don't need absolutely every one, but I'm like,
so what you're saying is, if I happen to be at a Walgreens and I see a Ratchet.
I think you definitely pick that up, but you're probably not going to find him because I think that he came out with the first season, so he's probably long gone.
I don't know. They have the ones that the toys at the Walgreens where I work have dust on them.
Well, yeah. If you happen to see, speaking of dust and rust, this is a new thing that they've started doing: the sparkless Transformers, which basically means dead. So basically, like a zombie Transformer. And I love the detail on these guys. I don't know if you can see they're like not just rusted, but they're like all gray. Like when when Optimus Prime dies, he turns all gray.
Yeah,
it's cool. They're basically dead.
Hey, that was a traumatic time in my life. I don't need you bringing it back up.
Hey, I'm trying to work through it myself, and this is how I do it. Okay. And then I got a sparkless Seeker. So one of the, jets like Starscream and Skywarp and Thundercracker. And I fucking absolutely love the color on this.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, so he's just like a dilapidated.
You like that?
Yeah,
you like that, kitty?
Yeah, that's
nice.
That's awesome. I've got a whole bunch.
I want to eat it.
I've got like the whole rest of the set of these jets from this line waiting at my mailbox,
so I can knock it off.
And then they come. It comes with the little transforming guns and stuff. I always loved those guys back in the day. So that's it. Holy shit! Are you guys still awake?
You're still missing something.
What?
Where is the Jubilee figures?
That's across in my mailbox. I finally caved and bought that bitch for like $5. I also got this this Ghostbusters light up sign.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the female
that's cool.
Ghostbusters.
I like that. I was noticing that.
It's
next to Beetlejuice's crotch, of course.
It was I mean,
that's just drawing all the attention.
The crotch draws you in, and then you stray and finally
like,
see
Ghostbusters.
So I bought this, but I was like, I want to make sure there's like a plug for it, and this was in electronics, and it is. It lights up. I don't have batteries in it right now, and it's not plugged in. But trust me, it works. and then once I confirmed that it plugged in, I had to go back immediately and get one, and I'm glad I did because they had like 6 of them. And now they have none. So one for the boys' room, so I'm not just a shitty dad that buys cool stuff and waves it in my kid's face. I'm
it
just
says don't touch it.
I'm just mostly that.
That's me.
Yeah, they come in. It's like a toy store. They come in. They can pick like 2 or 3 figures off the shelf. There's only a couple that are totally off limits, and they understand as long as you're respectful of them, you can play with them. They got the Nintenjoel sewer in the corner that they play with, all that shit. They got their own toys out here, so I'm not as shitty as I'm just trying to make myself feel better. I'm a piece of shit. I got so much stuff that my kids don't get. Then I'm like, play through Wooden Train and be happy.
Dude, I buy and sell Legos partially for like my living. Like I buy, sell, and trade games, Legos, comics, nerdy shit. And it's like, Axel's like, hey, what's that Lego thing? And I'm like, man, you don't even play with your Legos. Back off. And I have to feel bad, but it's like, he legit doesn't play with his Legos that we've gotten him.
Yeah,
he has a bunch of the Mario Legos. We actually finally got him the Mario set that actually has Mario in it, and he's got a bunch of different outfits, and we've got like this huge track thing. He hasn't put it together at all.
Oh my god, I forgot one of my favorite things that I picked up when I got all that stuff on that curbside, but I got the Lego Adam West Batmobile, and I'm an idiot.
Oh, that's badass.
And it comes with Batman and Joker, and my favorite detail on the entire thing is that the Cesar Romero Joker has lines above his smile.
For the mustache?
For where his mustache is made over. I'm like, that is genius. When even the
cool.
McFarlane 66 Batman stuff, people were dogging it for him just having just a white lip. Not having to be like, you don't even see the mustache. Even the other line did that. I'm like, man, I'm just stoked. I'm just mad because another exclusive. That's a Target exclusive. So hopefully the border opens up by the time those release. Because he's releasing Batman, Robin, Joker, the Batmobile, and the Batcave, and he says the whole setup will be like less than $100 or around $100. I'm like, that's decent. So hopefully I can get it before people buy them all up. So here's hoping that I'm not getting my hopes up for what they say is going to be probably when it opens anymore because they keep pushing it back and pushing it back. But they're saying now July 22nd, so don't buy a plane ticket yet. I'll tell you when it's actually open, Chris, and then we'll meet up. It's been too long, but I want to get to some conventions or something this year. God damn! Let's see what I've been doing with this retail therapy just to keep me happy at home. I want to get somewhere and hang out with some friends.
Do
instead of just talking to MODOK and telling him you're not as uncool as everyone says you are.
But, so did you get any other pickups, Joel?
Music pickups, if you guys want to see those, but I'll go through it quick.
I love the same music you do, so let's see it up.
All right. Well, okay. I guess before we get into music pickups, I got one reading thing here. I finally decided to order.
Oh yeah,
Dark Empire.
Star Wars, Dark Empire.
I got part 1 and 2 of that in hardcover.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I'm not a big comic book fan, but I do love graphic novels, and I do like Star Wars, so I decided to get that. And looking for another one. But as far as music, Jesus Christ, I don't even know where to start. I guess we're going backwards in alphabetical order because of the way I stack these. So we've got Zebulon Costed, Elegiac Split. Now, Zebulon Costed, he does all this artwork. This is my buddy in Montana. He does amazing artwork. I don't know if it's going to focus. Well, here's
I can see it looks really cool.
Another example, Torches Beyond the Waterfall. This is Zebulon Costed. It's a one-man project from Montana and super harsh black metal, atmospheric, cosmic stuff.
Sweet.
This I recommend to everybody. Untamed Land, Between the Winds. This is spaghetti western.
Farts?
Spaghetti western mixed with black metal. Fucking amazing. It's literally
actually, I think you posted saying that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked out I think I checked out the first track. It sounds fucking Awesome.
Second and third track are where it's at. In Darkness Awakened and Ride the Prophecy. Super good stuff. This was the only copy of this CD I could find online. I paid $35 for this fucking CD.
Oh, damn.
And then we've got Suffering Hour's newest, The Cyclic Reckoning. This is a contender for Album of the Year. Technical death metal, but also super dark and weird, really weird in the best way. I have a love-hate relationship with this album because it being one of the greatest albums I've ever heard, the songs get stuck in my head for literally 3 or 4 days, and it drives me crazy. Same with these guys' last albums, In Passing Ascension. This is their first real album. I ordered both of these. These are getting a little harder to find already. Just like video games, black metal, it's limited.
Black metal is very, very niche for. Like, I remember just paying ridiculous prices just for like stuff that wasn't even that.
Blackwater Park.
That unknown.
Yeah. So it's crazy. Like this right here, Spectral Wound. This is one of my most recent pickups. I've already played this on the radio twice. Spectral Wound, A Diabolic Curse. This is like Dissection, Dawn, Sacramentum worship. It's harsh, fast black metal, but it's also super harsh and dirty. Very good shit. I cannot recommend Spectral Wound enough.
It's a dirty boy.
I've got a very Dark Throne vibe from the cover.
Right. Yeah, it's cheesy, but it's also awesome. And the songs. This first one, Imperial Saison Noir, is a beer reference, and apparently these guys put beer references in a few of their songs. I think they're from Minnesota.
Yeah, sure, you betcha.
We've got Shamash, Hearts of No Light. I've had this actually for a while. This is atmospheric black metal. Some songs have choir chanted vocals that are super epic, and then some songs are super harsh black metal. Very good stuff. Those guys are getting popular. My favorite Runes of Beverast album, Blood Vaults. This is the scariest album you will ever hear. This is legit creepy. It's black doom. It's slow. It's heavy. The vocals are unlike anything you've ever heard. This is legit the creepiest album I've probably ever heard, and super happy to get it. It's getting hard to find. And then I got this is their, third album, Runes of Beverast, Foulest Seaman of a Sheltered Elite. Amazing album with Noah's Ark there.
Yeah, nasty.
Crazy dark sun above Noah's Ark.
That's very good.
We've got another album, contender for Album of the Year. This I pre-ordered. This is a solo dude from Portland, Oregon. This is Mare Cognitum. The shirt I'm wearing right now is actually Mare Cognitum Spectral Lore Split. This was my Album of the Year last year. Absolutely amazing. But Mare Cognitum is definitely the better side of that. And then we've got the last piece of the puzzle, although I'm waiting for my pre-order for the new album to come out. This is my current favorite band right now. It's just one dude from France, Esok Trillium.
Oh, I thought that was I was hoping that was the name of the band.
What was that?
It's just all the typical black metal writing, but the band's literally just named one dude from France.
Yeah. The band is Esok Trillium. And Esok Trillium writes the craziest black metal. This is my favorite. This is my favorite black metal right now. It's absolutely unlike anything I've ever heard for all the years I've been listening to it. And he's put out his 6th full-length album in 4 years. He's highly prolific.
Good. I need some new tunes. I should just always be like, hey, just rattle off some tunes for me to listen to, because I'm just super out of the loop for stuff. Like, I used to just always have new shit to listen to. I'm too old and lazy. I'm too old and lazy to look shit up and keep up with shit now.
Well, let me know if you want to hear something new. This is a Cult of Fire, atmospheric black metal, really hard to find. Super, super good shit. One of the greatest album covers ever. We've got Blaze of Perdition, Near Death Revelations. My favorite Blaze of Perdition. These guys are from Poland. Harsh black metal. One of the greatest covers ever made. Also, I love that cover. It's so good.
My favorite art is just black and white black metal album art. And
I don't know. The cover art for Lords of Acid's Voodoo U is pretty good.
Lords of Acid. We've got yoself. This is the 4th chapter, Arrow and Heart. Crazy harsh black metal. These guys split up, and they eventually became the band 6, the Roman numeral 6. But this is number 4, and then they put out one more album before they became 6. But this is fucking amazing black metal. This stayed in my car for a very long time. And then yoself 3 also stayed in my car for a very long time. This band fooled me. I thought this band had a real fucking drummer. These guys program their drums so fucking well. I thought he was a real drummer. Plus, there's live videos of these guys, and they do have a real drummer. And then this is 3. This is 4. The 5th album did have a real drummer.
Well, that's like Nine Inch Nails.
The new band.
Like Trent Reznor, like when you listen to a Nine Inch Nails album, Trent Reznor does every single instrument.
Yeah.
When they're recording, but when they're live, he has people playing the parts.
Yeah, same with something else I'm going to show you here in a second. And then we've got Eoratos, Gods Without Name. This is the same dude from, Front Beast and like 30 other bands. He's in a bunch of fucking bands. This shit is dark as fuck. This is one of the darkest albums you'll ever hear. I got my girlfriend the cassette version, and she was super stoked about it.
A lot of high recommendations, goddamn.
3 vinyl. Then we're done.
I'm not pushing for the end. I don't.
this came with the frame, I guess is the word. Yeah, Lunar Aurora from Germany, their last album. It's Hogshit. I always call it hog shit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, good old hog shit. This is their last album. These guys are fucking amazing. Super fast, harsh black metal from Germany, but also very atmospheric as well. And then we've got second to last. This was local, which is that was local too. But this was local too. New store opened up that had comic books, vinyl, figures, an Atari, just weird shit. And there was a fucking Evoken vinyl in there. This is death metal, but it's also doom. It's super slow death metal, super doomy. Evoken, one of their better albums, the Hypnogognia, double vinyl, super rad. And the last I have for you guys, but I'm going to take it out because it's so goddamn beautiful.
That seems like something that would be like that Evoken. Seems like it's something they'd have on a special order. They just randomly have it.
Yeah.
You just walk in, you're like, oh. Just
and they had a Zaster vinyl there.
You sure it wasn't a record store day special?
It was super weird. So this is the last thing I got. I just got this. It came with the CD, but Panopticon, new album, And Again Into the Light. And this is absolutely a gorgeous double vinyl with nice blue marble.
Did they just figure out how to make cool vinyls? Because like everything that comes out is like cool, and like back in the day, everything was just black. It's
been around for a while, but it's
It just seems like the last, like anytime they announce it,
it's gotten
a soundtrack or something comes out, it's like, it's clear with like blood inside it or something.
Yeah.
And you're like that's cool.
So
yeah, when I was collecting the film score soundtracks on vinyl, the Aliens soundtrack was like a hollow, clear album, but it had green blood in it. So when you would move the album around, it would move around.
Oh, that reminds me.
And they only made like 15 of them.
Do you remember the old Slayer CD, the Blood Packs?
Yeah.
There was like the Slayer did a single, and it was called The Blood Pack, and it had liquid blood in it, and the CD came outside of it, and it had floating crosses and skulls in it.
Wasn't that the was it for Cult and Jihad or something?
This was way before that. This was during Seasons in the Abyss. This is like early 90s.
Oh, I don't remember that one then.
Yeah, it was like
now that you're talking about it, I think I remember that. But yeah, I remember
if you look up Slayer Blood Pack, you can find pictures of it online, but they're all dried up. They literally all dried up. I found one time for like $50, and this was in the late 90s. So $50 in the late 90s was an insane amount of money. And even then, $50, the blood was all dried up. The skulls were like stuck inside. But yeah, I think it was a single for Seasons in the Abyss. It was like 91 or 92.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I think I do remember that. But they did something similar with something around that time too, around Christ Illusion.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, because they were also doing that thing where they played the entire Raining Blood. Rain and Blood album.
Oh yeah.
So maybe it had something to do around there. I don't know. My mind's foggy on that shit right now. Well, I've already talked about my backlog roulette pick from last episode, so let's hear about Chris's before we give people the rundown on what exactly the backlog roulette is and spin that wheel.
Last time I got Piano 3 on the GameCube.
Dude, I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I've been meaning to play it too.
It's a Capcom joint.
Yeah.
I had this back in the day. I picked it up day one. I think I played it for like 5 minutes, and I was like, that's cool. But there's other games I want to play right now. It's like a third-person action shooter. He plays this female soldier who's like enhanced, so she can shoot lasers out of her hands and shit. She gets hired to go and break into this facility. You don't know exactly why yet. I haven't gotten that far in the game to tell you. But I've never heard of or seen that cover in my entire. I just looked it up to make sure it wasn't an import. No. I have never seen that game or heard of it. What the fuck? It's like the precursor to Bayonetta, I would say. It's cool. I like it. I hate the camera, like intensely.
It took them a long time to figure out cameras in games.
Well, at this point, they've done it in like other games, and it's just I don't understand because it's like you don't really have a lock on. You have to be facing your enemy, and then when you hit the attack button, you'll lock onto it and you'll start shooting it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If they're not in your field of vision, you can't do anything, and you can't turn around.
Oh, so it's not like an over-the-shoulder third person.
Well, yeah, it is over the shoulder, but I mean, like, you can't move the camera around to get a view around you of where, like, the enemies are. The only thing you can do is turn your character and like, and you have like a 180 degrees turn button. I always forget that it's there, and it's really disorienting when you do actually remember that it's there.
That sounds awesome, man.
It's fun. I like it. It's just frustrating that they hadn't like perfected certain things at this point. And like we said, they just didn't implement it in the game.
Well, even in GameCube days, just today, my buddy was like, "Oh, I'm playing." Who was it that was talking about it? They were like, "I'm playing Mario Sunshine. Like, it's a great game, but the camera controls like."
But you can actually move it. That's my thing. I mean, it may not always give you the best view, but you can actually control it. Here, you don't have that at all.
Why do you have two sticks if one doesn't?
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Right?
It really pisses me off. So it's really hard to get used to playing it. But I am going to keep playing it. I mean, I do enjoy it. It is fun.
You didn't beat it?
I didn't beat it.
That's okay. I still love you.
Yeah.
But I mean, so it's basically like a third person, but it's like locked camera over the shoulders. So
yeah. It's like Bayonetta with a locked camera.
You focus on another enemy.
And you can upgrade your weapons like as you are playing. You'll come across like these little store areas. It's like a big red sphere that kind of is glowing in the middle of a room. You go to there and you can upgrade the suit. You can buy new suits because you have like this suit of armor that actually serves as your weapon also. It's providing you with the lasers that you can shoot out of your hands and stuff. You can upgrade the weapons in your suit and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I like it. It's just like I said, it just feels very dated.
Okay, well, maybe if you dated enough, you'll love it. Anyway, let's play Backlog Roulette. You guys got your list ready?
Yeah, what do I do? I'm like, what do I do?
All right, well.
You want to see my list?
No, we're just going to spin.
Okay,
cool.
You're all no.
What is the Backlog Roulette, Jason?
Well, Backlog Roulette.
Please explain it to us.
You know what's amazing? My phone died.
Some of my bitch.
So I'm going to describe it while I walk across the room and get a charger. But Backlog Roulette is you take
everybody professional. La la la. This is us on the radio.
It's a high-tech operation we got here, Joel.
Yeah, we're on radio and we forget to stop a song. Like, dude, it's bad. There's 3 hosts and none of us.
And then 0 and 00, and you put it on a list.
Is that an outlet between your PlayStation games?
You fucking know it.
Is it powered by?
He's gangsta.
What games are on the sides of it?
Hey, now you're playing with power.
Future Cop, LAPD, and Final Fantasy Tactics on either side.
Okay, I could see it being powered by Final Fantasy Tactics.
You bet. All right, well, thankfully, it's the kind of my phone is dead where it powers on immediately when I plug it in, so I don't have to worry about that shit. Wait, like not one of those plug it in for half an hour before it so powerfully dead.
Yeah, let's make this podcast last another half hour.
I just don't know how to end friendship conversations, man. It's just so socially awkward. Okay, well, we got it up and it's ready to go now, so let's spin that wheel.
Oh, you didn't explain it though. Or
I was, but I was walking across
we were talking over it.
Yeah, you were far away.
So you guys just fucked that up. I tried. Well, you take a list of 38 games, 1 to 36, and 0 and 00, and put it together, and we spin the wheel, and when we get the number, you play that game. And it's 34 this time.
34. Let's see.
What do you bastards got?
Oh, shit. Man, my whole list, 95% of my list is RPGs, and you hit at the end where I was like, oh, I should probably not do an RPG, like a few non-RPGs. And I got Lost Vikings.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
I just beat that, I think last year.
I've gotten very far on that game, and
I love it.
It's one of my favorites. I have Lost Vikings too, also, and I
had that for the PS1.
never beat it. I never beat it, so yeah, all right, I'll try that.
Hell yeah. Ooh. Okay, Chris, what you got?
I got the Hive on PS1.
Oh, there you go. That's an interesting one.
Sweet. What? I've never heard of that.
I have. I don't know much about it, but I remember seeing the cover.
Not to be.
There we go. Oh, that's I remember that cover, man. That's really cool.
It's by Trimark, which was a direct-to-video movie company back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for mine, I'm glad that I got it now because I was about to start playing it anyway, not realizing that I already had it on my list. But Fatal Frame won.
Oh, there you go.
Which
new Fatal Frame coming out. Well, not new, but
which is what I was going to say. It was actually one of the games I was most hyped about from E3. Is that
was that the Wii U one?
Yeah, they're localizing the Maiden of Blackwater.
Until you said Fatal Frame, I'd forgotten.
Yeah, the Maiden of Blackwater. So awesome! I can't wait to check that out.
Nice.
That's been on there for a while because I literally forgot it was on there because we when we get the number we replace it with something else.
I like that all three of our games are not like
common,
super well-known franchises. You know.
Yeah, I'm glad Fatal Frame's coming up because I actually almost imported it just to have in the collection, even though I wouldn't have been able to play it on my Wii U. Maybe if I hacked it or something. But yeah, I've been really wanting to start the series. I made a point of picking them all up last year after I got one of them, I think. So
good thinking. Good thing you did.
Yeah. Well, I guess not. It's probably been a year and a half, 2 years now because it was before COVID. So things weren't. It's probably like a $600 game now, knowing how stupid shit got. But yeah, glad I got that. So yeah, finally, I was just gonna start playing it anyway because I'm on kind of a PS2 tear with my last ton of games I've been playing. So
I'm thinking when I beat some of these games, I might play Rogue Galaxy.
I'm not bringing my Xbox.
I've never played that, and I have it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's on mine, but I don't know how long
that's not on my list. But I've had Rogue Galaxy for years, and I've never even put it in my system before.
You know what Rogue Galaxy always kind of reminded me of? Like a rip-off of Skies of Arcadia. That's probably why I've not really given it a second look, despite also owning it.
What games was I playing recently that had a Skies of Arcadia character in it? God damn it. It was the main character. What the fuck was I playing?
Yeah, I'm like that. Speaking of games that I'm really far in that I got to finish, I should wipe up the rest of that game because I love that game.
This is crazy. All the years game hunting, all the crazy shit I've scored, I have never scored Skies of Arcadia on Dreamcast or on GameCube. I would have kept it, and I've never played either of those.
Yeah, I have it for the Dreamcast.
Here's the Dreamcast, and I got the
guys fucking rad.
I got the GameCube ones over there.
Well, I am trying to get a complete Dreamcast set, so
yeah.
Do it then.
I have
buy all them soccer games and shit.
Yeah, I have one Dreamcast game.
That's all I have left to buy are those stupid soccer games.
what you can see of my Dreamcast collection is my Dreamcast collection.
I'll show you my Dreamcast collection.
And then here's my complete.
Most of those are from me.
Yeah, 3 of the 4 of them, and the other one was just randomly from my wife. And
That's my Dreamcast collection.
Woo!
Send them over to me and combine.
Hey, it's the best one though. In my opinion, this is the best game on Dreamcast.
Are you sure?
Alrighty.
Are you sure it's not Demolition Racer? No exit.
No, the best one is Spirit of Speed, 1937.
That's the one that's got a bunch of Fear Factory songs on it, and you can customize the soundtrack. And I made it only the Fear Factory songs because I think everything else is like a bunch of ska shit. What? There's got like 3 or 4 songs. And
no, I was gonna say. I was saying, how many times are we gonna mention Fear Factory?
I don't know. They're just
there's a Fear Factory song in Amplitude.
Oh, also, by the way, Fear Factory is the sponsor of this week's episode.
That new video is actually pretty. Well, the video's okay, but the song is actually pretty good. It's not bad.
Yeah, which one's that?
New Fear Factory song.
Oh, okay, because they've been playing. Fuck, I don't even remember the name of it. The Suicide something machine or something like that. And then there's
Let me see if I can go in my history and find it real quick. It was.
But what if everything
with, Recode.
Recode?
It just came out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't heard that one. I've heard about 3 of the other songs off of the album so far, and it sounds really good.
It's not bad. It seems like
I get really tired of the Burton voice.
It seems like a return to form.
Yeah, I get really over when he uses his singy voice too much, which is just about any metal band. Like
same.
I've only put up with a very little amount of singy voice, but
I like harsh vocals. But then again, I've been listening to Fear Factory since I was 16, and my aunt got me. I asked my aunt on my birthday. I think it was my 16th birthday. She's like, "What do you want for your birthday? I'll send you something up." I was like, I need Pantera's Vulgar Display of Power and Fear Factory's
Demanufacture.
On
yeah,
cassette
man.
back then.
Holy shit!
First time I ever heard any Fear Factory was Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Probably the first time a lot of people did.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah,
it's kind of like people's
Scorpion
first time
fight.
hearing Cannibal Corpse. Everybody heard it during Ace Ventura.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually going to make a video about that. Like, what do you think? Like, some of your favorite bands that you like years later, did you not even realize you heard in like a show or a movie? And I was like, probably the first time I ever heard Megadeth was Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Oh, dude, go to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny because that album is on Hidden Treasures, which is like a compilation of singles and tracks they did for movies and stuff.
99 Ways to Die.
My favorite Megadeth albums. It's so good. Angry Again, 99 Ways to Die. Diadems. Yeah, dude, it's so good.
Yeah,
so
99
good.
Ways to Die is probably one of my favorite songs, and they like never even play it live or anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's so good. One of my favorite ones that's weird is I first heard. I'm a total metalhead. Black metal and death metal mostly, but one of my favorite bands is actually Primus. I've been listening to Primus for years, and they were on the first Bill and Ted.
Yeah,
they played Tommy the Cat live during the high school, at the very end.
Battle of the Bands.
Battle of the Bands. Yeah, they played Tommy the Cat, and I was like, "Who the fuck is that?" I was like 13.
Yeah, that's probably my
favorite.
first.
What shit is that?
Well, no, because they're in Bogus Journey too, I think.
Maybe it was Bogus Journey. It was one of the Bill and Ted. But it was at the end when they did the little contest. Yeah, it might have been Bogus Journey.
Yeah, because at the end, because then they're like, shit, we still don't know how to play guitar.
Yeah,
and they go back
and
they come back and they got like the ZZ Top beards and they just play that cool
like. I'm a real man. No, it's not that song.
No, it's God Gave Rock and Roll to You.
Oh yeah, God Gave.
But there's like the beginning of it's really cool because it's like a Steve Vai.
Yeah,
because Steve Vai does all the little. Every other guitar part through the whole movie, and then they just so, hey man, you're gonna get us flagged. Dave Mustaine's gonna call me and yell at me in his nasally voice. So, anyway, we should probably wrap this up.
Jason, meet the real me.
If you only knew what I was talking about, you wouldn't be playing that song around.
Every time I hear that particular part of that song, all I think is about is a flushing toilet. On MTV.
That's so funny. God, man. I saw somebody wearing an MTV shirt the other day, and I was like, oh, man, that's
Remember when they used to play
That
music?
didn't age well. It's like, oh, you must just like watching ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck. 'Cause that's all it is like pregnant teens and ridiculousness.
Dead at 21.
But it was an old MTV shirt. That's the thing. It wasn't like a new one. It was like
Was it the astronaut planting the flag on the moon?
Oh, God, yeah, I remember that shit. Fuck. We were supposed to interview, and it may still happen. I don't think he's gotten back a hold of us, but of all people, you know who we're supposed to interview?
Kurt Loder.
Fucking Ricky Rackman.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude, for Headbangers Ball and MTV way back in the day. I guess he does
What about Bill Bellamy from Yo MTV Raps?
Yeah, or Dominic. Remember Dominic? Just Dominic.
Yeah.
It was a Duffy. Karen Duffy!
Fuck, man. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know you like were actually interviewing bands and shit on the radio there.
Yeah,
I knew you did something on the radio, but I wasn't too privy to it.
We do interviews most weeks, and I have only done a few just by myself, but the few that I've done are crazy. I did John McEntee from Incantation, which I've been listening to Incantation since the late 80s, or late 90s, I should say. And then the other crazy one that I did was interviewing Necro Butcher from Mayhem, which was fucking epic as shit. He was a super cool guy. And
he seems like a cool guy.
He was a cool guy. He seems angry, but then on the actual interview, and you guys can watch it.
He's like, I have 13 cats.
On there. He's super nice, and we sent him a selfie in the studio when we were done with the interview. We sent him a selfie with all three of us, and he fucking responded like 10 minutes later with a selfie at like 6 in the morning, because his time was like 6 or 7 in the morning, and he's on his bike. He's like, I just drank some coffee, and I'm going to go work out and go ride my bike. And he sent us a fucking cool selfie. Super good, dude. That guy was awesome.
So like it's uploaded to the internet and stuff?
Yeah, if you look on YouTube, look for The Metal Mixtape.
Okay.
And most of the interviews are uploaded there, so you can see the Necro Butcher from one. They're just audio though.
That's awesome. But, I'll definitely. I was saying, too bad I missed that. I wish I could check that out. So
yeah, they're pretty cool. So we're doing Dino Cazares. He's going to be one of the new ones, and then we've done everything. We did Rab himself.
Oh God!
Yeah. And,
he has his own podcast, doesn't he?
Yeah. No. Steve-O has his own podcast.
The Wild Ride.
Awesome. Maybe
that's actually
too.
It's actually a really good podcast. Steve-O's is actually awesome.
Steve-O's Wild Ride is amazing. You haven't seen that yet, Chris?
No.
The funny because like he does like video.
He does it all in his van, and he's got like multiple cameras.
Huh.
And his Tommy Chong one was really good. His
funny thing is I couldn't really stand him on Jackass, and now he's like my favorite of the Jackass crew.
Well, it's because he used to be all coked up all the time.
I like all the stunts of everyone getting hurt. But like most of the stuff he did on Jackass was just like the gross Y stuff, where I'd be like, wow,
right,
the toilet, the portal potty launch.
Like
thing.
why? Yeah, I don't need to see you you're just chugging a beer with your ass and stuff. I'm like, I don't need.
And then his ass vomited.
Yeah, but like the I don't know. I like all the pain stuff. Basically,
when they put the leech on his eyeball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the stuff that just makes
his
you go.
Podcast is super good. He's got a good personality for it. It's really, dude. One of the most funny things I've heard was recently. He's all, yeah, man. I've been taking a vocal coach for a while to try to clear up this fucked up voice of mine, you know. And his fucking co-host, the guy that's in the van with him, he's like, "Oh yeah, when are you starting that?" And he's like, "I've been on that shit for a year, motherfucker."
Yeah, it's funny. Like usually, you know, like. You hate to say it, but you're like, oh, actually, when they like sobered up, they weren't as cool, or like their creativity.
I think the whippets that he was doing was fucking his voice up.
Their creativity kind of like went away. Like I actually like Steve-O a lot more now. Like
he's got a great personality, and he's got a good way.
He's a really good like host, and
he's a good host. He's really good.
He seems like a
Tommy
good
Chong
dude.
one was super fun. I don't know what it was about that one, but Tommy Chong's was a super good episode.
I didn't check out that one yet, but I've watched probably like I'd say like 15 episodes of it. It's really enjoyable.
Yeah,
like I watched Your Mom's House and like Two Bears, One Cave and all that kind of shit first. But
what are you watching my mom's house for?
See if Jason Momoa's over there.
Yeah, Jason Momoa's got his shoes under my mom's bed.
Yeah. So anyway, I think we should probably wrap this up for an episode. If you're still listening or watching, I commend you on.
You're a trooper.
Yeah, you love
You're
us.
a trooper.
I'm kind of worried actually if you're still watching, but thanks for hanging with us.
Hey, Joel, where can they find you on the internet?
Yeah.
Hey, Nintenjoel, Instagram, Nintenjoel, YouTube. Yeah, go check it out. Pick up videos, streams, random discussions, toy.
Always a cool guy. Always a cool guy.
The first person I ever did a collab with on my channel.
Really?
Yeah.
Do I have that distinction?
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy, man. That was a long
You're
time.
probably the first YouTuber that I actually, like, me and you started talking back and forth.
Well, I'm glad.
Nice. Yeah, you were definitely one of the first that I started talking back and forth with too. You and God, man, I don't even know who back then. There's a few people. You know who I used to talk to back in the day was Aaron from Retro Liberty. He used to be really.
Oh,
cool.
well, he's Griff or whatever.
Yeah, Riff.
Yeah,
he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He helped me out a little bit. That guy was fun. But that's cool. I didn't know it was your first collaboration.
Yep.
That's badass.
Well, I'm glad you came back to YouTube, and I'm glad that we could finally make this happen. We've been trying to get you on as a guest for quite a while, even though this is only our 18th episode. You were one of the first guests we haven't had in mind. So,
that's badass.
Glad we could do
I
this, man.
appreciate it, guys. Both you guys put out amazing shit, and I'd love to do this again sometime.
Absolutely. Hey, man.
Won't be a 15-hour marathon episode.
Anytime you
More
got
whiskey.
Super Tangent Brothers.
Anytime you got 6 hours to spare, we'll have you on, man.
Something's wrong with my whiskey glass.
It
I don't know
evaporated.
what happened.
You forgot about it, and it evaporated in the time
Yeah,
that we've been
exactly.
doing this.
Now you know why the cat keeps coming in the room.
I haven't eaten in a week. All right, well, yeah, thanks for joining us, and thanks everyone for sticking around. We'll catch you guys next time. We're really gonna try and roll back the length of these episodes, or maybe just start splitting them into 2 episodes, because goddamn.
Yeah, especially after this one.
We'll do it. We'll do it a 4-part, so I can release one every week until we actually get a new episode together.
That'll increase your content. There you go.
There you go.
All right. Thanks for sticking around with us all this time, guys.
Keep rocking the retro game.
Woo!
Hasta la vista, baby.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.